All right, everybody, welcome back to the Stedl podcast. Oh, what's this? I have a special guest today. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm Diya. I'm from a band called Mutha Falcon. How y'all doing? Yeah, thank you for having me, Andrew.
No problem, no problem. It is Monday. We're all tired. But we're still going to discuss some things, discuss whatever, and I guess what in the world's going on. I mean, Kurt Cobain's hair just got sold, so that's something to talk about.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, just before I started, there was literally a TMZ article that said his hair was sold for like $1,000 or like 11,000, I think it was. I'm like, okay, all right
People
then.
are, it's that dude. People are weird. It's one of those things, it's like I know one of the guys from BTS, Jimin, there's one of their stylists or something. Somebody was selling like a used, like I guess he had wore a costume for one of their shows, and this dude was like reselling it, and it was just so creepy because the thing was like it still has his sweat, and then like I know, dude, and like the fans and shit were not feeling that. Like they were like, no, this is creepy. Y'all are exploiting him.
What the fuck?
I was like, man, people people are fucking weird. I believe that hair sold for that much money.
God, I mean, I know BTS is big, but like, are they really that big where they can sell like? Oh my
they're
God.
huge. Oh, they're huge. Because the thing is, it's like they have just a very strong international fan base, because it's one thing to be like big in America, which yeah, they made it, they broke America, but it's like, yeah, if you're big internationally, dude, it's like some other shit, Yeah.
Because I think the first time I had even noticed them was when they did that song with, oddly enough, Stevie Aoki, and I think it was, what the hell was that guy who did Panda? Designer, I think was the remix they did.
Wait,
the weirdest remix ever.
What the fuck? Yeah, I don't really listen to them. Like I fucks with K-pop, but I mean, like with them, like I don't know. I don't really listen to that much of their stuff, but
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. Boy with Love, they have a song they did with Halsey called Boy with Love.
That's what I was just gonna mention.
I love that shit. I'm not even gonna lie. I like that song. That song is so cute. Like the lyrics, it's like, "How's your day?" Like shit. I don't know. I'm like, you know what? I like that. But yeah, anyway.
Well, because I think that one of the members is on her, like, I don't remember which one, but like in one of the interludes, they're on her album. I just can't remember which member it specifically is.
Oh, yeah. I don't even, really with Halsey, I don't really keep up with her stuff that too much, but I will say that she had that Graveyard song like last year, whenever. I like that. And
Oh,
I
she
liked
was
her first couple stuff.
She was like going hard on G-Eazy, like hardcore,
Oh,
like without saying it, but like we all knew it was G-Eazy she was talking about. Like we knew it.
And that dude, I always forget that she dated him, and like she dated Youngblood too. I think that guy.
Did they really?
Yeah, for
I
a
think
little
Miley
bit.
Cyrus got caught like making out with him or something.
Yeah, I love
like,
Miley.
I do, but I'm like, damn.
I know, no, I'm like,
now.
dude, I don't know. He's one of those people. He's like everywhere. I don't really listen to him, but it's like I know him because of like him dating all the people.
I know he did that song with Halsey. That's it. That's all I know him from.
Yeah, I don't really seek out his music, but yeah.
I tried and I sat there and I was like, this is like a poor pop attempt at trying to do Blink-182. And I shut it off. I got so bored. I was like,
oh my God. Oh no. Yeah. Even, Blink-182, I didn't listen to like what they put out, I think like two.
What? How did we get here? How? You now? What?
Teleport.
Okay, I guess we're over here now. Anyways, we were discussing Blink-182. You said you didn't listen to them?
No. Yeah, I was saying I didn't listen to like their like the last couple albums that they did. Like I tried to listen to their California album. That was like their comeback album. And it just wasn't doing it for me. Not really. So
No, I think that was when, yeah, Blink-182 went through like this weird change where I think the lead singer left, I believe.
Well, it was that dude. What's his face? Tom DeLonge.
And
Uh,
even now when I listen to them, I'm like, you guys are like almost 50 singing about all the small things. It's done, man.
yeah, because we're not like all their songs were not all of them, but most of them were like jerking off. My mom,
I mean, they
jerking
have a
off
song
and
about a
everything.
dog that I can't even say out loud, otherwise YouTube's gonna remove this.
And oop.
Ah, yes, the early 2000s where you could be edgy. Isn't that great?
Oh my god, dude, I miss like when songs had song titles that were way too long that had nothing to do with the actual song, like Fall Out Boy's early shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
All their titles were like they were like that. So was Panic at the Disco.
Yeah,
All their titles made no sense.
Fall Out Boy, the band were literally, they were like, yeah, the lead singer's not attractive enough. Let's just make another member.
Dude,
I hated when they did that.
I
was like,
always
come
felt
on.
so bad for Patrick. Cause yeah, no one really, they didn't really care about him, cause he wasn't hot. Like, I mean, he's cute. I think he's cute, but
I mean, ironically, Fall Out Boy ended up like, they figured that out. They were like, oh yeah, he's the lead singer now.
well, it's funny because like everybody thought Pete was the lead singer, but Pete didn't even really like. He just did backup vocals sometimes. Wasn't he like the bassist?
Something of that nature.
Who was the bassist?
The last thing I remember him from was, this is so weird that this is the thing I remember from, was the Eric Andre show where he just randomly shows up and then he leaves. I was like, okay, bye. All right, bye. See you later.
I forgot all about that. I forgot he was on there. I love that. Oh my god. Did you watch the last season of the Eric Andre
The
show?
fifth one.
Yeah.
Oh, I've watched a couple episodes. Since it's not on Hulu, I haven't watched all of it. I've seen the first three. Yeah, I've seen enough where like Hannibal leaves, and I'm like, oh man.
yeah, no. Do you have Roku? Do you have a Roku for your TV?
Yeah, I do.
Like they have an Adult Swim app thing on there. And so I'll watch it on there because what they'll do is I don't think they have the full fifth season on there, like on demand, but they have this thing where they'll play. It's weird. They'll like cycle through all the shit, and usually I can catch it like that. Like, so I've seen some of the fifth season.
Okay.
But
Yeah, no, I saw enough where like I was like, okay, well Hannibal left. I mean, originally from what I understood, like Hannibal wasn't supposed to be on it at all, and I'd be like, that would be terrible.
yeah, what the fuck? yeah, no, yeah, I don't, dude. I don't know. I love Eric Andre though. What an icon.
He's very interesting. He's like, I guess he started off in that bitch from whatever show. I can't remember the title of it. Whatever it was, bitch in apartment something. I don't know.
Oh, what was it? It was the bee from Apartment 23.
Weirdest show to have the weirdest advertising. I mean, she ended up going to Jessica Jones, so she was fine. She was fine.
Yo, she looks like Zooey Deschanel and Katy Perry had a baby.
I thought about that.
What's with that? What is that? yeah, I've always thought that. I never watched that show. I remember like seeing the commercials and stuff, and I was like, okay. I was like, okay, ABC, try to be edgy.
Apparently the show was okay. It's just nobody wanted to watch it because the advertising was so weird. They just couldn't say the word, I guess. They just couldn't legally say the word.
Which is stupid because it's like you can say bitch on TV or on network TV. You can say it because I don't think that's not like, and it's one of those words where it's a cuss word, but it's also like a more acceptable cuss word, kind of like hell. Like you can say hell.
I think the
problem TV.
You can. I think the problem was they were trying to air it during this is the whole like thing with time slots on television. This is where we come into a problem where shows like the Dana Carvey show were right after what is it? What's that Tim Allen show? I can't fucking remember what it was.
Oh, Home Improvement?
Yeah, they literally aired that before it, and like then when they saw the trailer, they were like, "Oh fuck, we're airing before that that kids show." Shit.
Oh god. What was that thing from Home Improvement? They're like,
or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
That
yeah,
thing.
Tool Time or whatever it was or whatever. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, when Tim Allen was considered cool, and then it was like, yeah, well, he killed somebody, I guess, and did cocaine. I don't know. He didn't probably kill somebody, but he definitely did cocaine. He was definitely caught doing that.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah, I don't. I hope he didn't kill anybody. I don't think he did.
No, he's just very like problematic now for sure.
Yeah, because isn't he like a Trump supporter or something?
Something of that nature. He did something weird on that whatever stupid man show that is. That's the weirdest show in the world. Like, I'm a man. I'm on Earth. And I'm like, okay.
Dude, it's the toxic masculinity for me. Okay. uh,
That's why they were like, hey, Toy Story 4. And yeah, no. It's not Buzz's story anymore. Goodbye.
Dude, did you watch Toy Story 4? I didn't watch it.
I did. I've seen
Was
it
it
multiple.
good?
It's a good movie. I mean, what's very interesting about that movie is Buzz is like, he's not like in the first movie like that much of an idiot, but like he's kind of like put to the back and it's Woody's story. So I'm wondering if Disney was like, hey, well, we have to put you in the movie, but we don't really want to put you in the movie.
They're like, well, we'll give you a little bit of screen time.
Well, 3 was supposed to be the end, so that was very interesting that they even went for a 4th movie. I was so confused about that. And then I watched it and I'm like,
Honestly, hard same, dude, because like I thought that the third one, it had a great ending. Like I felt like they could have just left it there. Cuz like are they going to make a fifth one now?
Well, if you haven't seen, I don't want to say, there's a reason that they did it. There's this
Oh.
very specific reason that they did it, and I'm like, okay, that's a cop out, but I'll accept it. That's fine.
Fuck. See, and I have Disney Plus. It's just never like crossed my mind to watch it. Like
Yeah,
I have it.
There's a lot of people I've talked to that like watch the 3rd one. They're just like, no, I don't want to watch that one. I just was like, okay, Keanu Reeves is in it, so I'm gonna go watch it.
Wait, what? I didn't know he was.
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
he's in it. He's got like a plot point. Like he's this character.
That's awesome. I love that. Oh my god, dude. I love Keanu Reeves.
I'm trying to think what it was based off of. What in the world was it? Something like Daredevil. I can't remember the name of the guy. It was like a real world person.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, Keanu. We can just sit here and talk about Keanu Reeves. Yes, yes, we love The Matrix 1. That's it.
John Wick.
John Wick. Yeah. I mean,
I like the first. What did I watch the second one? I like the first one.
I watched all 3 of them in theaters. Oh no, I didn't watch. No, wait, that's not true. That's not true. I only watched the 3rd one. That's not true. I've seen all 3 of them though.
Gotcha. Yeah, they the world building, man, they got kind of carried away.
I mean, the fact that everybody's all like upset about the dog, and I'm like, my dude like just lost his wife from cancer. Like, isn't that shit sad? I thought it was sad. They like hit you right at the bat with that. They're like, yeah, he has nothing physically.
Yeah, and then they the dog. Dude, I remember when like that movie came out and there were all those memes, like the John Wick memes. Dude, I love memes in general.
A man and his dog. Thankfully, in the 2nd movie, they're like, "Hey, no, your dog gonna be all right. I'll watch him for you. You good? He's all right."
Yeah.
They established right off the bat, "Hey, we're not gonna piss off anybody. Okay, it's just John Wick, just him. All right."
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. The fucking. Did you see that Fast and Furious trailer for the new one?
My God, it looks so stupid. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna
It's
watch it just to
stupid.
laugh at it, cause that fucking Dom, it's your brother. It's John Cena. What the
That's stupid. But the fact that they like catapult the car onto this like bridge, I'm like, no, you don't get the right to do that. Fast and the Furious. I don't care if you're going to the moon. Fuck that.
Well, like they got a magnet or whatever. That's like, which, like, first of all, look, Spy Kids did it first. Wasn't that? I think it was Spy Kids 2 where they had the fucking magnet shit they were flying.
Yeah, that's
Spy
right.
Kids did it first.
That's right. Well, those movies are like a fantasy, though. That's where I give it the leeway. It's like, okay, Robert Rodriguez is like making basically a toy movie for kids.
Yeah.
That's acceptable, okay? This is not real. This is a fantasy. This is Fast and the Furious. Come on, man.
This guy that I work with, he saw the trailer before I did, because I think he went to go watch whatever movie, and he was talking to me about it. He has the funniest voice. It's like super nasally, and he's loud, but he doesn't mean to be loud. He just has a loud fucking voice. And he was like, "Did you see the Fast and Furious trailer?" Like, it looks fucking stupid. He's like, they did that thing where he's like, he's moved on, he moved on to start a new life, and he lives in the middle of nowhere, but now he has to come back. He was cracking me up, and then he's like, Ludacris is always yelling whatever they're about to show on the thing. Like didn't they have a submarine in one of the movies?
It's fucking yeah, the 8th one. God, I hate that movie so much.
They got a submarine.
I love F. Gary Gray and I love Friday, but I hate that fucking movie so much. I'm like, dude, he was so phoning it in that movie. I love the soundtrack for that though. But I hate that movie.
Dude, well, the soundtrack always slaps. I'll give it to them. They always have good soundtracks. But I don't know, dude. I've accepted that it's just never going to end. They're going to make at least 20 of them. The Fast and Furious things, there's going to be Fast Furious 20. And then they'll probably call it quits.
Grandpas. Dom, we got to save you.
They'll be like, Dom, it's your cousin. He's got a cousin.
And Kodak Black's cousin will be on the soundtrack, and
Ew. Kodak Black.
That's right. They put him on the 8th one, and I was like, okay, why are you here? Okay.
Yeah. Right. Nobody else.
I don't think they played in the movie because I don't remember his part being played. Yeah, that's what I love about the Fast and the Furious. They're like, well, we have R. Kelly on the soundtrack, but we're not gonna play him in the movie, okay? All right, okay, all right.
Oh God. Oh my God.
The confusing part of Fast and the Furious. Area codes from Ludacris is in the first movie. And then Ludacris is in Too Fast, Too Furious. It's continuity.
Dude, oh my God. Well, and it's crazy, like, if you go back and watch the first Fast and Furious, just how dated it kind of is. Because, weren't they stealing DVDs or some shit? Or they were stealing like
VHSs too. That's weird.
Vintage. That shit old. But, I mean, it's really fun. I love stuff like that, but it's like, oh my God, because even the way they were talking too, and it was just super dated.
Yeah, because I watched it recently, and I'm like, they say the F word and not the good one at all. They don't say fuck, they say the other one, and I'm like, oh my God. Why was that even necessary to the plot? You didn't have to say that. What the fuck, man?
Shit. It's the 2000s are wild, dude. The early 2000s, like literally, one of my friends had watched, so him and his husband have Paramount Plus, and they were watching As Told by Ginger. They went back and watched.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of dated stuff in that. I've watched it.
Yeah. Yeah, they went back and watched every single episode, and the final episode, there was this scene that was like mad transphobic. I was like, damn.
Well, now I gotta watch this show again. What the fuck?
Yeah, like I guess Ginger's mom gets married, and somebody has a wig, and they take off the wig. I remember this. Yeah, dude.
Why?
I'm like, oh my God, it's that thing. It's the 2000s.
And Macy Gray did the theme. How great.
Yo, where is she? Where did she go?
She's around. It's just she did Spider-Man and she dipped, I guess. I don't know.
I forgot she was like, what? Yeah, she was in that hoe. I completely
forgot.
Yeah,
she was in the movie. Like, she was signed to Sony at the time. Like, they were like, yeah, Macy Gray. And then she never really got a big hit after that one song. I mean, she's still around. Like, I listened to her talk to Questlove on his podcast, and I was like, oh, okay. She did some cover albums. She did some independent stuff. Okay, that's cool. All right. I don't know.
Yeah, no. You know what? She probably had some shit happen with her record label. I stay watching. I watch so many videos on YouTube about like artists where it's like, what happened to so and so? 9 times out of 10, it's some shit with their label.
That's part of it. I think also she'd had a kid around the time that she got famous, and like back then they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna shame you for that. Now it's like, no, we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and also, I mean, like, you look at like Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill had how many kids? She has a fuck ton of kids. Like, and then even whenever like, it was weird, like, cause I think it was right after she blew up, she already had a kid, and so she had all them kids while she was like, doing music and all that. That's a trip, dude. Cause like, I couldn't even imagine, like, we're still local, but just all of the stuff that I do now, I couldn't imagine having to like have a kid and do all this fucking shit. I just wouldn't have the time.
That'd be crazy.
It's too much.
I mean, she already had a lot of stuff going on. Like, she had been avoiding taxes. I think she only technically made, if you count the MTV Unplugged album, that's 2. Mm-hmm. 1 album, and then like, it went number 1. I think it sold a fucking million, right? Like, tons.
Yeah, a bunch. It's one of those, I can't think of what it's called, but I know it's gone like platinum more than once.
Definitely more than 5 million, I think. Mm-hmm. It's a great album. I mean, it's a great album. It's aged very well.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, and it's a trip, dude. Like, I literally, like, whenever the Rona first hit, oh my god, like I've just watched so many deep dives on just like different artists and why they're not bigger, or like where they went, and all this stuff, and just shitty labels. It's really, really sad, but it is also kind of that thing, like, not every artist really looks into what they're signing up for. They're just like, oh, yeah, I'll just, like, Blueface, like that fucking guy. I don't even like his shit, but he's another one.
He's getting fucked over right now, yeah.
Oh yeah, really, really bad. But he even said straight up, he's like, because I can't think of what radio show he was on, but they had asked him, they're like, well, did you read the contract? And he was like, no. What the fuck? But people, they do that. Some people will do that. Not me. I'll be reading that. Like, it's fascinating, but that's just the thing. It's like, some labels, that's one of those things, like, they just want an ignorant artist, unfortunately. I mean, but yeah,
thankfully, I mean, we got people like Chance the Rapper who are like, not doing record contracts and shit like that, even though I'm not a big fan of the Big Day. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, don't get me started on Chance the Rapper. I watched a video about, like, it was like,
oh yeah,
what happened with Chance the Rapper? Yeah, well, and it's the thing, like, look, he kind of fucked himself over whenever he fired his old manager and he let his family take over, because that's what happened. Like, his I guess he had his brother does music or something, and
oh yeah, like, Taylor Bennett, that's his brother.
Yeah, dude, and it's just a bunch of yes people, like, and a part of why the Big Day did so shitty was because, for one thing, he didn't actually write the songs for it, he just freestyled. And his manager was telling him, hey, you need to write the songs, but he was like not trying to do all that. And then on top of that, he was trying to get it out really fast. He like rushed it. Like, I think he only
it felt that way when I listened to it, for sure. There's a lot of songs on there too, and like the way he announced it was so strange. He went on Jimmy Fallon and was like, I got my first paid album coming out. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll check into that. I listened to it and I'm like,
it was so bad. Yeah, because he wanted it out because of it. He wanted it out before his wedding. And so that was a part of why he rushed it, even though his manager was telling him, no, you need to take some time. And then it came out and it did shitty. And then people started coming for him. Everybody was clowning him and stuff. And then he got into it with the fans. Like, the fans were telling him on Twitter, hey man, this ain't your best work. And he didn't like that. And he was like, he got so fucking mad at the fucking people, and then so that caused a whole thing. And he kept telling his fans to like suck his dick because they didn't like the album, and these were fans who, like, they were telling him, they're like, I've been listening to you since the beginning, and it's just that thing, you can't be doing the fans like that, man. And then his manager was like, okay, well, we need to cancel the tour because they were going to tour it. And he was like, no, I'll go on whatever show and promote it. But the thing was, because of all that controversy, they weren't selling the amount of tickets that they were needing to sell, and so they ended up canceling the tour anyway.
Oh, well, at least we have the coloring book.
Yeah, right, dude. Well, did you see? So you know how Kanye has that documentary coming out? He has a
Yeah, I'm very curious about that actually.
Yeah, there's a clip. I don't know if you saw it. There's a clip from that documentary where I guess Kanye was really pissed off about something, and Chance the Rapper was there. It was like him and all these people, whatever. And then he starts going off because I guess something's wrong. And then Chance tried to tell him to like chill out, basically. And then Kanye went off. He was like, "You let what?" He's like, "You let your team get away with doing this shit, and that's why the big day sucked."
Damn, he really said that. God.
He went in. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
damn. I was like, bro, why you do that?
Yeah, they have a weird relationship from what I understand. It's the weirdest thing ever. Like they are friends, but not. I don't know. It's weird. I want to see this documentary. Apparently, it's like a tons of years of footage of Kanye just going off, and I'm like, oh, so we'll see the progression from the beginning to like whatever the fuck he's at right now.
Yeah. It's supposed to be, I think, what did they say, like 18 years of footage or some shit like that? It's some crazy, or like 10 years. It's something like that. It's like an insane amount. So I'm definitely interested in watching it. But yeah, I don't know, dude. He's one of those people. He's genius, but good God.
Oh, as a musician, he's genius.
Yeah.
I mean, the moment that I knew he definitely really needed help was like when he was like crying on the stage about abortion. I'm like, dude, you need help. You need to go see somebody. Like, that's not good to do that in front of people like that.
Yeah, dude. Well, and like whenever he was, like, when he was crying, well, I don't know if he was, no, is that ever he went on that rant? He had that, like, at one of his shows, he ran it for, like, legit an hour.
Oh, the whole stage thing. That was when he started the Trump thing. That's when he hardcore started it. And people were booing him so hardcore that he literally lifted the stage and left. He left. He was like, fuck this, I'm out.
What the fuck? What is wrong with him?
A lot of things, apparently.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Good God. Yay.
Yes, remember when he was God and he was Jesus? Not actually a bad album, but...
You know, I, like, in retrospect, I hated it when it came out. Black Skinhead's a bop. Bound 2, I've definitely grown to like it. That video is iconic. Video's iconic. But that album's just not really my favorite by him.
No, it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's alright. I miss Graduation. I miss that Kanye.
I miss the little bear. Well, apparently he's doing a video game with the bear, so I'm like, oh, maybe there's hope. I don't know.
Did you see the video he made for his mom or whatever? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Where it's like you're flying on the thing.
Didn't like South Park make fun of that or something?
They did.
It was really like edgy. I was like, holy shit. God, you guys are trying to get canceled right now.
Dude, oh my God.
And yet South Park will still be around. They're gonna make fun of everybody. They'll still be around.
How many seasons have they had thus far? They've had like 1 million.
A shit ton, but those guys are entrepreneurs because they were like for years on Hulu, and then HBO was like, hey, here's a couple more million. Come to HBO Max. Like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, they got Beavis and Butthead coming out on Paramount Plus, so that's gonna be interesting how that's gonna work.
Yeah, they do have that. I forgot that they were doing that. I mean, they have a lot of stuff that's supposed to be on Paramount Plus. I just don't think I'm just not gonna get it.
Oh, honestly. I already got it.
Oh, you
I'm locked in for a year. I'm locked in for a year already. It was like $50. Like,
all right, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
I'll watch a Bar Rescue on here since they're adding it all on there.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Well, it's just getting to that point where it's like everything has a streaming service now, and so it's all like literally everything.
Yeah, you can go on BET Plus or just get Paramount Plus.
Yeah, which like, okay, look, BET did not even really have a selection for all of that anyway. What, are you gonna watch Baby Boy for the 50,000th fucking time?
No.
I swear they always play that movie, Baby Boy.
I mean, I like that movie. I'm not gonna watch it every day.
Yeah, dude.
The one thing I have been watching from BET though was the New Edition story. I was like, this is actually really good. What the fuck?
Nice.
I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Hell yeah. No, yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, I know, like, they have the CBS All Access. I had that for a little bit because they had RuPaul's Drag Race on there, but they didn't even have like they have the first 10 seasons, but they didn't really have they did have All Stars on there. I don't know. That was the only reason why I was like using it. You know, like one of my buddies he had gave me his password. I was like, thanks, girl. You know, and so we were watching it. I was watching it for that, but like beyond that, I don't know. Like, I recently canceled my Hulu because it's just like I was barely using it. You know, I've watched what I wanted to watch. I mean, I just really just have Disney Plus now because even with Netflix, they take the good shit off of Netflix all the time.
Yeah, HBO's stealing a lot of their stuff now. They're like, yeah, Friends? Nah, not anymore. We have it now.
Well, and plus, like, you know, BoJack Horseman's done. That was on Netflix. I love that fucking show, but like they ended it. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, I have nothing to watch now.
And then there's me who's like, I have a bunch of the stuff in my list, but I just never watch it.
Yeah. BoJack's good. That's a good show. It's just really sad. It gets really depressing towards the end.
It's in LA. Of course it's going to be sad.
Right.
Let's go to the observatory and cry.
Dude, I want to go to that observatory the next time I go back. If it's
I went there and it was magical. I was like, oh, wow. Except I lost my internet connection once I got up there.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, that's the thing. Like, me and my homies, we climbed the fucking Hollywood sign shit, and it was weird because it was like, you know, once we got to the top, yeah, we had signal, but going back down, we couldn't get any signal until we literally got down the fucking mountain, and like we were trying to get a lift down the hoe, and like that was a mess. But I'm more prepared this time. Like, I had just started my period on that day too, so I was cramping, climbing up and down a damn mountain. I don't do that. Like, I don't go hiking or anything. I was not here for it. But it was beautiful view. Beautiful. No,
I mean, I had the luxury of going to LA literally the week before the pandemic was considered a pandemic.
Oh,
wow. It was
wow.
weird. I was like, oh, hey, you know, everything's all fine. The minute I get on the plane, yeah, LA shut down.
Damn. Dude, what the fuck?
I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
Oh my god. Dude, like, well, whenever we went, me and my homies went for this, like, music convention, 2019, towards the end of 2019. And so, you know, it was before the Rona, and, like, we're supposed to go back again this year, if the thing for sure happens, you know? And so that'll be cool.
You'll be fine.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we went ahead and said fuck it and just like booked the hotel anyway. And that way, it's like, even if it doesn't happen, we still gonna go. Cause like, I love it. I love it there. It's one of those things where it's like literally the most amazing place I've ever been, but also like the scariest fucking place. Cause them people are crazy, dude. There, we got like followed by this one homeless guy.
That kept happening to me too. This dude was trying to get me to like pay him for a CD, and I gave it back to him. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this. I'm not giving you money for this. And these like guys cornered me out of fucking nowhere. They're like, hey, you a real one? Yeah. I'm like, no, take it back. I don't want it.
Like, no,
I was just trying to see the stars. I was just trying to look at that.
And you were in Hollywood with the Walker
and I was like, dude, I'm just trying to look at this. What the fuck? And if I had known that this pandemic was going to start, I would have gone to Conan. Literally, they were still doing it back then.
Damn, dude. Did you see the Trump star? It's in front of the TMZ building.
I think at that point, it was still damaged at that point when I went.
Yeah,
or I just didn't see it, one or the other. Because I did pass the TMZ. I think I just missed it. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, whenever we went, I was like, look, we need to find it. Because, like, I know, people keep fucking with it. Like people, it's been torn up. It's been like all this shit that's kept happening to it, and so. But it took us a really long time, but like we found it. Yeah, no, it's in front of the TMZ building. Whenever we went, somebody had sat a bottle of pee on it. And it was and like you look at all the other stars look fine. That star was all like you can tell people had just been fucking with it. Like it was all like scuffed up and like there were Trump stickers on it. And then the bottle of pee, I'm like, this is everything. Hell yeah.
It's so weird because you can find people that like were definitely Trump supporters, and they're just like, we're not gonna fuck with that. We're just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, no. Well, and I'm excited to go back, but like now, I was telling my friend, I was like, who I'm gonna go with. I was just kind of like, it's gonna be different because it's like everything is different post Rona. Because even up here, like. There is some live music still going on in DFW, but it's just in Denton, it's not fully at the capacity where it was, And so I'm like, I know things are they'll be cool, but they'll be a little bit different, I think, once we get back out there. But I literally don't care. I just want to go to Santa Monica again. That is everything. I love the ocean so much. And I fucking, oh my God, I like loved the pier. It looks like Grand Theft Auto. Everything there looks like that, and that was just tripping me out the whole time. It was like, oh my God.
Like literally in my head, I'm playing GTA 5 right now. I'm like, holy shit.
That was me the whole time. I was just like, this is literally. I was like, wow, they did such a good job. This is the game. But no, oh my God, I love it. I'm a LA girl trapped in Houston. Not Houston, but from Houston, trapped in fucking Texas, dude. I'm so over the state. I gotta go.
Yeah, and I'm just an Illinois boy who doesn't know where to go.
Anywhere but there.
Basically, at this point, yeah.
That's how I am, dude. I'm like, look. I keep hitting my fucking computer. Like, look. Texas has been Texas, It's been great. Lived here my whole life. But I need to leave, okay?
I mean, I really wanted to go to Austin and like live there, and then once I heard Joe Rogan move there, I'm like, yeah, that's a no for me.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. So Austin's really like the place in Texas where it's like, if I were to move anywhere else in Texas, it would probably be there. But it's just, dude, it's that thing. Everybody, like the people who are moving to Texas, they're going to Austin because Austin's like kind of the place to go. Dallas is cool too, but it's also just like Dallas is cool if you're in Dallas. But the Metroplex is fucking huge, That's just the thing. It's like I'm so over Texas. At least Austin has really cool nature shit out there. Like they got all sorts of, you can go to like all these trails and stuff. They have beautiful like the hill country and all that. They have pretty stuff over there. The pretty stuff isn't here in Denton. We just have trees.
Just got
oak
trees.
Oak trees. Yeah, no, dude. That's the thing. I'm like, So I want to move to LA. They at least got mountains and shit. They got like a cool beach. Like they got, they got problems too, but I don't know. Yeah, I like it better.
Yeah, LA's pretty nice. I mean, who knows? Apparently, like, I think I read that like people from LA were like famous people, obviously, or were like moving to like Puerto Rico or something. I was like, what the fuck?
What
the hell?
Yo, Puerto Rico got too many bugs. They got all that wildlife and shit. Very green, but it's still that's still like U.S. property. So I mean, I'd had the money, I'd probably dip too.
No, I'm just gonna go to Florida and I'm gonna go to a concert every week. I'll be fine.
Oh God, man. Man, Florida got them. They got all those iguanas and shit. I've never been to Florida, but I've been told that they're kind of like squirrels. They're just in the trees, and apparently they don't fuck with you. But I just have this thing with lizards. I just don't do lizards.
I've been there a couple times. It's all right. It's decent. I mean, there's a lot of snakes. You'll just casually see snakes like just slithering around. No, they're just like gardener snakes, so they'll maybe hurt you if they even bite you. It's just not gonna do anything, but they don't really bother you. They're just like chilling there, like, hi, see you later. They're still creepy. They're like, oh my God, no.
I just, ooh, my God. I'm like, I'm not really. It's weird. It's like, I'm not really a nature girl, but I like looking at, nature shit. I'm just not really.
Just snap a picture. Okay, all right, got time to
Yeah.
go home.
Yeah, like literally, like, I'm down with the beach. But that's like as nature. And I mean, even like whenever we were hiking that fucking mountain, well, even I think mountains are so beautiful. They're gorgeous. Like, I mean, I haven't been to too many places, but I did go to Colorado and saw some mountains there, that was really cool. But even then though, it's like, okay, yeah, this is nice, but I need to sit down, I need to go inside, I don't do bugs. I sit, like, even right now, how I'm like outside and shit, there's the little tiny ants, whatever they're called, they're like, they keep coming near me, and so I've been kind of like,
Like, no,
yeah, I just
get away.
be like, skedaddle.
Yeah, ants I haven't really seen around here lately. That's the weirdest thing about this. I'm like, thing is like the Rona like killing ants or something over here. What the hell is going on?
I don't know that I know there's been way too many like down here because of all this just rain and shit we've been getting. There's so many bugs. There's like more mosquitoes than usual now, and just more bugs than usual. And like I asked my bassist about it because he's like a nature person. I was like, are there more bugs than usual? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh no. But he's like, well, that's a good thing. He's like, it's when there's no bugs that's a bad thing. And I'm like, yeah.
If you've ever seen B movie, well, they give you honey. It's like, yeah, but he also stings somebody and still lives. That's not actually correct.
Yeah. Dude, what a weird fucking movie. The Bee Movie.
That movie's so weird. I don't understand it.
Wasn't
All
she like
the
trying to
bees.
fuck the bee? That is so gross.
That is the weirdest thing about that movie.
Very.
Like, it's like, oh no, they don't allude to it. They're like, oh no, he's interested and she is too. And it's like, what? I'm sorry, what? This is a kid's movie, right?
Gross. Yeah. No. I watched a video. It was like a YouTube video, and it was like everything wrong with the Bee Movie.
Oh, everything.
And I was like, I like this. YouTube's been like leading me down some crazy rabbit holes lately. Like I watched this video about why there aren't very many themed McDonald's anymore, and I was like, I didn't know that was a thing, but that was a thing apparently. Like they had like dinosaur themed McDonald's, there was jungle themed McDonald's. It was all this whole thing that I had no idea ever really existed, but it all plays into the fact that there's no play places anymore really either, because they're kind of focusing on more on the like, they're trying to make it more appealing to adults instead of kids. That's why they got rid of the fucking, I mean, yeah, sure, some of them still have play places, but the play places ain't what they used to be.
No.
It's interesting.
And I think the thing is just people are like less interested in McDonald's in general. That's all it is. And the pricing is pretty trash now.
Well, and it's just like, you can tell they're trying to just appeal to people who otherwise wouldn't go to McDonald's. But it's also just like, y'all can introduce all these new food items.
Oh, come on, the Travis Scott meal. Come on.
Yeah, oh my God. Which, even with that was literally it was just like a quarter pounder with like, what was it? It was like with something, and then like a side of barbecue sauce. It was literally something you can get any other. Oh yeah, it was like a quarter pounder with bacon.
You don't even get a toy or nothing. You don't even get like a bag. The bag is just normal too.
Yeah.
Special about it. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna get that. Why would I get that?
Yeah. Well, and people were selling the receipts for like,
oh my God,
$60 on eBay. People were dead ass doing that, and then the receipts all greasy. I was like, I hate people. What is this?
I guess I could do that. I don't know. That's so stupid though. I definitely bought the Reese's Puff one though, somewhere in the back of the that I bought. I was like, ooh, that's cool.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck. This computer has 7% left for the battery. I'm looking around to see if I can find a power outlet.
The next episode, we are going to see if we can find a charger. Let's see.
Right. Like, I brought my charger. I just need a fucking power outlet. I think that's one over there. Hold on. So we're gonna go on a trip. We're gonna go over here.
All right, so this is your unboxing.
Yeah. So welcome to my channel. Today we're going to steal some power. That does look like a little power outlet box. That's what that is. And is it open? Is it available?
I'm gonna steal something. Let me steal some.
We're gonna at least today we're gonna. How do you get this thing off? It is a power outlet thing, but it's got like a little cover on it. Bougie. Second. Oh, ooh, I got it. Okay, hold on.
All right,
So
the
we're gonna
podcast
migrate.
continues.
I really want okay, so with my band and shit, we started this YouTube channel. Well, like we've always had it, but I've just never really done anything with it. But I'm gonna start vlogging, and like stuff because so we're about to re-record our first album. Because I mean, I'd like never recorded anything at the time of recording it. I'd also only been singing for like a year, so I sound awful on it, and also the production's kind of trash. And so we're re-recording it, and we're adding some new songs and all this stuff, and so that's what we'll be doing this summer. So I'm gonna be like vlogging the process and kind of turn it into a docu-series. And so
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited. I'm be all YouTuber Diya. I'm like, ooh, I'm so excited about it. Ah, there's a bug. What did I say about bugs? See, I don't fucking do nature, dude.
Fuck them bugs.
I go, fuck them bugs. Yeah, hold on. Ooh, and I like this little corner. I got some shade. It feels good. Hold up. Let me plug this in. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. So, like, my internet at home, since this town is kind of small, they only have you can really only have two internet providers, 1 out of 2. And the one that I have, like, it's so fucking stupid. So basically, they do offer, like broadband Wi-Fi. Really? I don't know if it's charging. I don't think it is. Hold on.
Around here, it's like Comcast. That's it.
There we go. Yeah. Up here we have it's either Frontier or Spectrum. And I have Frontier.
Spectrum.
Well, that's the thing. I used to have Spectrum, and Spectrum was ass, and so now I have Frontier, and Frontier is even more ass. And I'm like, this just sucks, dude. Like, I hate that you can't just have whoever you want. I don't get that.
Yeah, internet is such a weird thing because, like, around here, it's like, yeah, if you want good internet, you gotta get Comcast. Mm-hmm. Spectrum is much more like of a Wisconsin thing up here because I don't hear so many people talk about it in my area. I know it exists. That's about it.
Spectrum. Yeah, it sucks. Oh, this lighting. Oh, I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. Does the sound okay? I know there's kind of an echo.
Oh, it sounds fine. Sounds good.
Okay, sweet.
All right, yes, this is apparently I can't even talk anymore.
Words are hard.
Words. What are words? I don't know.
They're hard. Ooh. Yeah, no, it's funny. This building I'm in front of is like the kind of like I don't know how to describe it, but I know the clinic's in there. They got this big ass fucking clinic, dude, that like you can go to for free. They also have like, I think the optometrist is in here. The gynecologist is in this building. They got a gynecologist, bro, on campus. The school, it's on some other shit. Like, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the dentist is in here too.
Well, it sounds like you got all that covered. It's like, all right.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, look, UNC is a great school. I just have problems with the people who like run it, like the higher up people, because basically, so first of all, there's three colleges up here. It's UNT, so University of North Texas, and then you have Texas Women's University, and then you have NCT. It's like North Central Texas college or whatever. Well, UNT, it's the main campus, which is where I'm at, and then they have this campus north of town too. So it already takes up like this. It's already literally this fucking school takes up damn near a third of the town. It's really big, and so but they keep expanding it is the problem. Like so south of here, there used to be like a little shopping center there where like there was like a Dollar General and like some other stuff, where you could at least go get food. They bulldozed all that and put some like student living, and then they're buying this other thing up over there. Like it's created a food desert. So literally, the closest store is fucking Walmart, and that's still like you gotta drive.
Ah, yes, Walmart.
I know. Oh yeah, that's your employment.
Oh yes.
Walmart. Hold up. There's a little spider tried to roll up on me. I killed him.
No
though.
spiders. Get rid of them.
Yeah, it was hopping too. I'm like, I know you're not trying to square up right now. This is why I don't go outside. Oh my god. There's another one. Well, I guess I'm on their turf. Whatever. Anyway, hold on. Okay.
All right, now you're all good.
I'm like, sorry, I keep having to. Sorry, I'm all over the place.
Ah, no, it's all good. All good.
But yeah, I don't know. How was your day today?
Yeah, my day. Well, my day was all right. I don't know. Didn't really do much. Just went around, did some stuff. Actually, I did buy. This is what I want to talk about for sure.
Oh,
About
yeah.
the new Dua Lipa
Yes!
deluxe one.
Yes!
I already have the original. This one like
Nice.
includes all the like remixes and all
Remixes
that.
and shit. Dude. What
Prisoner
an
with Miley
icon.
Cyrus too.
Oh my god. Dude, she put Prisoner on her Miley Cyrus had that on her album too.
I think
Plastic Hearts.
from what I understand from the Howard Stern interview, she said that they did that because she said that it sounded like her a lot, so they like had dual like ownership of the song. So that's how that works.
Nice. That's so good. Dude, oh my god. I love Dula Peep. Did you see that? How, like Wendy Williams called her Dula Peep on her show?
I remember that. I was like, oh my god. Dua Peep.
And then Dua Lipa found out and like changed, like she made that her name on Twitter or something.
Oh yeah, Wendy Williams, the biggest bully of the TV industry. Radio. She's started. Radio, that's where she started.
Wendy Williams. They made that Lifetime movie.
Well, the Leah one?
Oh no, they did a Wendy Williams one too.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of.
And the lady didn't look like her. Why does Lifetime do that? Can somebody make them stop, please? They always do these, the Lifetime movies. They keep doing them.
Well, because I guess they can make them because they're unauthorized. That's how they can keep getting away with it. Because I think Dustin Diamond did one for what the hell was that? Yeah, what is that show that Screech did? What the hell was it? Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell, yeah.
Yeah, he apparently he claimed like he like everybody was abusive to him or something, and like everybody from the cast was like, "This is not true at all. Why are you even like saying this? Like, there's no evidence to prove this."
Yeah, but I never really see. I think I guess I was born a little too late for Saved by the Bell. I didn't really get into it, I don't know. I was born in '94. Like, I don't know, I was more of a Degrassi kind of girl.
I was more like into reruns of like The Fresh Prince, basically.
Yes, dude, yes. Literally, one of my friends, he just moved to a new apartment, and he had like sent like this weekend, like yesterday was like his last day cleaning everything out, and he sent me a picture of like everything empty. I sent him that gif of like Will Smith standing in the empty thing. I was like, "This is you." Iconic. What a great fucking show, dude.
It's a very interesting show because like the first like couple seasons, they got the original Aunt Viv, and then they the story of why they changed the actress is very sad to me. I don't like what
Oh,
they did
oh,
to her.
yeah,
It was very sad. I mean, the new one's all right. I mean, she
mhm,
does the purpose of being there. She's not bad.
yeah.
But that episode where like Will's dad comes to like, visit
Why
him,
don't he
I was
want
like,
me? Why don't he want me, man?
it is
Whatever
such an
he said.
emotional roller coaster because at first it's like, oh, it's happy, like they're like together again. That's cool. Then it's like,
Mhm.
uh-oh. No, there's a black cloud over this, isn't there? Shit. No.
Somebody did, man, they were wrong. They were wrong for this, but it was Prince Zuko from Avatar, and it was like, why don't he want me, man? Like, why'd y'all do this anyway? What a great show. Yeah, no, the other Aunt Bibs, the original Aunt Bib, her and Will Smith had beef for like five ever. Like they literally just patched everything up like last year.
I was actually really happy about that when I watched the like reunion. I was like, oh, okay, well, this is better than I thought it would be. They're actually sitting down
Yeah.
and talking. Okay, all right
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Yeah, honestly, I was glad that they, like ended up being cool again because it was a whole thing and like literally so that Aunt Viv, there's this YouTuber that I follow called Lovely T. And that Aunt Viv tried to come for her, and like she didn't even say anything bad about her. I don't even remember what it was, but Aunt Viv tried to start some beef with her on Instagram.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
like, come on, it ain't that deep. I don't know,
I know
but
she had like when Will Smith was like boycotting the Oscars, like somehow she turned the Oscars part into their beef with the Fresh Prince, which I was like, oh come on,
she
dude, you
kept
can't.
it's that thing. She was definitely holding on to something. She because yeah, it was this whole and it lasted for a long fucking time. Like her shit with Will Smith, but yeah, I don't know. I fucking love Willow Smith and like Jaden Smith. I love them so much. Like
Well, I
they
don't
had
love
great
them.
kids.
I don't love them as actors, but yeah.
Oh, oh yeah, oh no, no. Oh my god, you remember After Earth?
Well, I'm not gonna hug you, but you are my son. I respect you. That was the stupidest thing
Stupid. That's
ever.
the
I was like,
stupidest fucking movie.
M. Night Shyamalan. He makes duds sometimes. That was one of them.
After Earth. I used to work at this movie theater back home. I was working there when that came out. And yeah, it wasn't very good. I'd see pieces here and there. Um, but yeah, no, I love Willow Smith though. What a queen. And I didn't know this for a long time, but apparently, way back in the day, whenever she had that "Whip My Hair" song, they, she went on tour for it, and she didn't want to do the tour anymore. She wanted to go home, but they kept telling her, "Well, no, you gotta do, you gotta go sing." And so she said, "Fuck it," and she shaved her hair. She shaved her hair, and then they let her go home.
I did not know that. Okay, that's
Yeah,
very
she's punk
interesting.
as fuck. I was like, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, because it's like, how are you gonna sing "Whip My Hair" and not have any hair? It's brilliant, dude. She was like a kid and she did that. I'm like, you know what? An
Yeah,
icon.
the way the music
Icon.
industry takes advantage of kids is kind of sad, though.
Oh
It
yeah, it's
is.
fucked
It's
up.
weird.
It's fucked
I
up.
mean, at least she's found like her niche now. Like she's doing this like weird like punk rock thing, and I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, all
Well, I'm
right.
glad that she's getting some more attention for it because she's been doing, like, she has a band that she started with her boyfriend. I don't know if they're still dating, but I know it was with the guy she was dating, and they're called The Anxiety. And their
Oh, okay.
songs
I
were,
didn't know.
yeah, yeah, they were a punk band too. Yeah, and it's like her songs are about like her mental health, and she has like an anxiety problem and all that. And so I've always really thought that was super cool. How like she's always been doing rock and stuff. I'm glad she finally gets more attention for it.
Well, because I remembered she was on a Kid Cudi song, and she had talked about it there, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
I know that what the main thing that they're criticizing her for is that Red Table interview where she like, I think she said she's like had relationships with like more than one person in the relation. What the hell is that called? I forget what it's
Oh yeah,
called.
she's not monogamous.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna sit down and actually watch it. I've tried
Yeah,
watching the Red Table, and I'm like, I don't know. There's something weird about this. There's just something off-putting about these interviews.
The fucking okay, look, the one where Jada was talking to Will.
That
about
was
she
so.
done
I did
that.
watch that one. I did watch that one. That was so weird, though.
That was weird. I couldn't
like,
get down with that.
We shouldn't be like hearing this conversation. This should be private. Like,
Yeah,
there's no need.
Yeah, well, and the thing is too, they like that. It's like Will's like that. They've always had this like kind of open marriage. It's like a well-known thing. Will Smith was totally fucking Margot Robbie.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and it was like a whole like he's always kind of done shit like that. So that's why I thought that was kind of fucked up. Where it's like, oh wow, so Jada gets with August Alsina, and now there's a problem.
Oh yes, August Alsina. People remember him, right?
Dude, oh my god, I remember being in like junior college, and one of my friends from back then was like, "Do you listen to August Alsina?" I was like, "No."
I mean, I have his first album on vinyl, but I haven't listened to anything beyond that.
Is he still doing music?
Yeah. What the hell was that thing that she called it? What the hell? What did she call
An
it?
entanglement.
Yeah, he made a song called that, and it was the stupidest shit in the world. It literally had nothing to do with the word. Like, he just was like, oh, we're in an entanglement. I'm like, oh, you just doing this for attention, man. Come on.
For the clout. Which is like, look, could you blame him? I don't think his career was really, really popping in that moment when that happened. Yeah, you gotta get the clout when you can.
I think he's like been in the hospital in and out. It's so weird. I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Okay.
Oh my god. Entanglement.
Talk about the weirdest relationship. Jada. Oh my god, what? Okay,
I know, that was really weird. Because it's like, yeah, August Alsina of all people. Ain't nobody checking for him. I completely forgot about him.
I mean, I love that this shit's a great song, but I mean, beyond that first album, I really haven't listened to him. So I wish I could say I checked him, but every time I like listen to it, I'm like, it's not Bryson Tiller. So
yes. Oh my god, dude.
At first, I fucked with Tory Lanez, and then I'm like, not anymore.
Yeah, not since the Meg situation. Why are you shooting people?
That whole scenario was so strange to me. I'm like, wait, why did you shoot her? Like, I don't understand. And like, I don't know. Hopefully, we get like an end to this. I want to know what the hell happened.
What really happened? Well, and that's the thing too. It's like it's just weird. Like that whole situation was really, really, really weird because Meg still hasn't really said too much about it because at first she was trying to like act like he didn't do it, and then it caused this whole thing. Like I watched so many like of the YouTube T channels and all that. Like I love that shit. And I know like her friend that was in the car with her, Kelsey. Like they had a whole falling out behind the situation because I guess Kelsey was trying to like take Tori's side of things, but like I don't know because apparently that was that night. Like so apparently, obviously I don't know Meg. I just know what I know from the internet. But like apparently she's like she doesn't know how to hold her liquor. And like supposedly she was like really, 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 really drunk that night. Like they were partying with Kylie Jenner and they left Kylie Jenner's house and allegedly her and Tori got in an argument because I guess Tori was flirting with Kylie or something, and I guess Meg and Tori were fucking at that time. And they got into it or whatever, and Tori pulled some crazy ass dude shit, and then like supposedly it was an accident that he shot her in the foot. I don't know. I don't know about that. How do you just accidentally shoot? You know what I mean? Like if you're in an argument.
It's a bunch of supposeds right now, so I'm a little like confused about the whole thing. But he has pulled up on people sometimes. Like he pulled up on some YouTube rapper named Dax, and he's like, "Motherfucker, apologize." I'm like, what are you doing? What the shit?
Calm down. He's little too. He's like, he's really, really, it's really short. That's the thing. I was like, damn, Meg. She had to deal with this tiny dude. She's tall. She could do better. I'm glad she's moved on. But...
I mean, supposedly she was with Jeezy too, so I don't know.
Well,
I
apparently
don't
the guy she's dating now, he writes. He's a songwriter. He writes a lot of like songs for like female rappers and shit. It's some guy named Partisan. I don't know, but he had apparently some shit happen where like I guess she was at her friend's house or something, and like they're in the restroom. Her and her friend were in the restroom, and the guy was like just being all super crazy. He's like, "What are y'all doing in there? Y'all need to open the door or whatever." And he like breaks down the fucking door, and like her friend got it all on like Instagram Live. And it's like, Meg, I need her to get with a nice guy. Like, why she keep getting with these shitty guys? I just want her to be happy. I think we all want Meg to be happy.
I don't know what is going on with that, because it seems everybody she's dated, I'm like, yeah,
these shitty dudes.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. What a queen. I love her.
I really liked her SNL performance. That was pretty good, actually.
Oh yeah, she's a baddie. I fucking love her so much, dude.
Body is literally stuck in my head. I literally can't get it out.
When that song came out, okay, so like I work at this warehouse and there's this boom box that's over there. Well, I don't really work in that section anymore, but whenever I was working in this one section, they'd have this boom box, and like that, whenever that song came out and shit, I'd always like plug my phone up. I'd be playing that shit. Me and this one girl would be like twerking instead of working. It's a miracle I haven't been fired yet, because I'd just be dicking around. But yeah, no, dude, an icon. She's taking a hiatus right now. She had made some kind of like post or something, some kind of thing about it. Which is like, good for her, because that's the thing. It's like she was really going nonstop basically from last summer up until the Grammys. She needs a break, work on some more music and then get her label situation figured out, because that whole, I don't know if you heard about any of that, but like,
yeah,
that was a hot mess too.
Yeah, that whole situation where like she said she didn't get paid or something. That was so weird for me to read. I was like, what?
Yeah, well, it was just her, but it's that thing too. It's like, that's what happens when you don't have a lawyer look over her contract. Like, she had her mom look over her contract. But, like, so it's just really weird. So basically what it was her label they weren't trying to let her do that song, that Savage remix with Beyonce.
Okay.
Yeah, because I guess their label, if there was something in a contract to where she could only collaborate with other people within the label. Like, there was something in there to where she couldn't just do, it was something weird like that. And so she put like the guy who ran the label, she put him on blast on like Twitter and like social media and shit. And it just got really, really bad. And so it's weird. Like, she's technically, I think, still under that label, but she's being managed now by Rock Nation. And the thing is, it's like, yeah, she basically what essentially happened, and this is speculated, but I mean, the way Jay-Z does shit, yeah, apparently he sent his goons over there to like get her out of that shit. Well, whatever he did, it clearly fucking worked.
I mean, he did the same thing for Uzi, and Uzi's free now, so I don't know.
Yeah, dude, he's sending his goons, the goons after the people.
I don't know how that's gonna go now, because like Jay-Z sold Tidal now, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's like, because I think it's different. Well, it's the industry. There's all sorts of levels to that shit. I have no idea. I don't even know, dude. Man, dude, and then even the whole Tidal situation, like whatever that first happened and stuff, and like, like him and Kanye kind of like had a falling out because of it, and like just all that, dude.
Apparently they figured it out though. Like they figured it all out, but like that was a weird thing where he was like updating the album as it was like going, and I'm like, what?
Weird. That was really weird. That was really, really weird. No. Yeah. I don't know, dude. And it's just funny because it's like, I don't even... Did you see how... So Jay-Z and Kanye both ended up at the same party like a while back, and then they were like, they took a picture together, but they both looked kind of like less than thrilled to see each other because I don't think that they're cool again.
No, we're gonna watch The Throne 2 right now.
Oh, what an iconic album, dude.
I don't even think we're ever gonna get that because like just that whole argument was crazy to me that they just like haven't figured it out yet. So probably never will.
Oh yeah, well, and the thing is too, you know, because Kanye was talking about how he's like Beyonce didn't call Kim after the Paris robbery, and so
womp womp womp, they're getting divorced.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that. I don't know. It's a shame though, because I'm like they were good. They made good music together, but you know. That's just how it goes sometimes.
Well, I don't know, because like there might be hope, because Jay-Z and Nas like they figured their shit out. So I mean, probably there's hope now. So who knows? Yeah.
Plus, like, you know, dudes are like, you know, usually if like dudes have a falling out, like dudes patch it up. You know, they're more willing to patch it up than girls, because what girls don't know, it's betrayal. We can't be friends again.
It's a weird scenario because like Kanye has like. You know, he's got a little mental health issues going on, and like Jay's just kind of over here like, I'm just chilling with Beyonce.
Hova.
He's like, I have a weed company now.
Yeah, oh my god. Well, and then even like, you know, Twitter they still don't fuck with Stan Twitter does not fuck with Jay-Z, like still ever since he cheated on Beyonce.
Oh, that shit was probably fake.
No, he actually did cheat on her.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was bad. All of that was really, really bad. And it's like, no, but that's the thing. It's like, you know, on the bright side, shit, that Lemonade album, iconic. Fucking iconic, dude.
Because I still love 444. Like, I think that's a great album. He apologizes a lot on that album. A lot.
Good. Like shit, how are you gonna? That's my thing. Is like, how you just go? Cheating's bad anyway. But how are you just gonna cheat on Beyonce?
And we'll never
do that woman like that.
We'll never get the answer why Solange kicked him. We'll never get the answer.
I know, dude. I'm waiting for the tell-all one day.
I'm sure.
Spills the tea.
I'm sure it was something about cheating. It had to be.
Yeah, well, it was around that time. And like, what was with some girl at the party they were at or whatever, and Beyonce saw it, well, Solange saw it and just wasn't having it. But
tell us who Becky is. Tell us, Nick. I remember people were trying to really figure out who that was, and it's like, guys, it's a fictional person that she wrote for the song.
It's so stupid because like that, and then oh my god, what a fucking mess. Poor Rachel Ray. Like it was
I remember that. You got accused of it, and I'm like, no way.
And it was like stupid fucking people because it was speculated to be Rachel Roy, but then these dumb people went after Rachel Ray. I'm like, the cooking lady. Why y'all gotta do Rachel?
Rachel Ray's just like, I'm trying to give dogs good food.
I felt so bad for her because imagine that you're just chilling, and then like. You're all of a sudden your mentions are blowing up and everyone's thinking that you did something with Jay-Z.
I just could never see that. Hey, how you doing? No.
Hold on. Yeah, babe.
Just the thought of him coming over. Hey, you made some food?
I'm hungry. I'm sad. With them, yeah, no, dude. Did you ever watch Black is King? Did you see that?
No, I never ended up getting around to that. It's on my list. Like I have it on there. It's on my.
I've heard the album. Visual
I've heard the album. I've heard the album though. The album's
it's fabulous. It's really, really good. She did a great job. Like I don't understand the controversy that there was behind it because like people were like, oh, this is just it's divisive, but it literally she's just telling. Like the story of like this kid's journey through life, but what's really interesting is she uses a lot of like African spirituality like references and shit. And this is all shit I never looked into until after watching it. But there's so much symbolism throughout the whole thing. But yeah, no, that music on there, that shit is good. That soundtrack deserves every award. I don't know if it won every award, but
hopefully it was better than the movie.
Well, even the thing is too, it's like it was she did. Oh yeah, then the fucking Lion King remake.
Yeah. Let me not confuse people. That one, yeah.
Yeah, that she. So with the there's parts in there where like they use, like sound bites from the Lion King movie and shit. But yeah, no, she did a fantastic job. And even then, there are people who were bitching because they're like, oh well, Beyonce's not African, so she's appropriating African culture. I was like, y'all, how fucking stupid are you? Even if you're not directly from fucking Africa, if you're fucking black, you're African, that's a part of it. It's your descent. And also on top of that, apparently, dude, like things got so bad, her mom got on Twitter and was like, leave Beyonce alone. She was like saying how she's like, she didn't get paid. Apparently she didn't make a lot of money from it and shit. She really was mostly just doing it for the culture and stuff. And so that's the thing. I was like, also, y'all should be lucky we even got some fucking shit like that. Because I never looked into like African spirituality and all that stuff. But no, they got all sorts of shit. She did all that for that. And like, she's so hands-on with her stuff. Uh-oh, hold up. That's a big bug. Let me...
I love how you're like deep into this conversation about Beyonce and African culture, and then it's like,
rolled up on
damn
me.
it, bug!
It was rolling up on me. Anyway, okay, so, but yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like she did all that for the culture, and like she's such a hands-on kind of person whenever it comes to like her work. Like I don't know if you saw any of the homecoming thing she did, that Coachella thing.
I saw a little bit of bits and pieces of it.
So she's one of those people. Like every single thing, it doesn't happen unless she gives the say so, and she's very hands-on with like just like literally everything down to like her styling, the lighting, all that shit. She does all that shit, and if the shit ain't how she likes it, she gotta have it how she likes it. And I like that. I like that because I'm like, you know what, hell yeah, because that's what you gotta kind of do, I mean, especially when you're her level and you have the star power to do that, because it's like people will fuck your shit up, and that's kind of like her thing. Like she much rather have the thing done her way. That way it doesn't get messed up and stuff. And I completely, as an artist, I completely feel that,
Right, and then there's the argument of like people are like, oh, but she's a diva. Well, not really.
Yeah, not really, because she's at least nice. She just wants her shit done the way she wants it done. Which, hell yeah, if I was fucking Beyonce, I'd want my shit done the way I want it done too.
I just love how proud she was at the Grammys, like standing next to Meg. She was like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah, that picture, she's like, I love that so much. What a queen. No, there's this, oh my God, there's this video where it was like, things Beyonce has said or whatever, something like that. But it was like a Stan Twitter edition, and it was like people took Stan Twitter of like Beyonce quotes and they put it to like the video clips where she said it. She is so fucking funny. Like, especially if you watch like her old interviews and shit, like whenever she was in Destiny's Child, she's so country, she's so Houston. Like there's this clip where she's like, I went to the fair. Everybody, she's like, we couldn't do that because everybody, kind of swarmed us. She's like, I went to the fair last year and ain't nobody care. And she got that deep voice. She's like, ain't nobody care. I fucking love her. And there's this one clip where I guess she was getting ready for some performance or whatever, and like they had all these candles set up on stage, and she was like, well, do we have to do the candles? And then the people are like, yeah, because blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I mean, like, it's ugly, but it'll work, I guess.
Oh, my Lord, Beyonce.
She is fucking hilarious, dude. She is so funny. I love her.
I still laugh that, like, they tried to give her, like, a award for being terrible in Austin Powers 3. And I'm like, dude, did we watch the same movie? Because like she killed it in that movie.
I know she's a good actress. Like I will say though, like look, maybe voice acting just isn't her thing, which is fine because voice acting's harder. Like, you know, because in The Lion King she was voice acting, but it's like she can act though. I don't get why people, because they just hate. Because even like in Dreamgirls, she did a good job in Dreamgirls too. I thought so.
Nah, no, she did a pretty good job. I mean, that whole movie is like just perfect to me. I love it. I mean, and Eddie Murphy in that movie, holy shit.
I know. He did a great job.
They were like, oh yeah, he can sing. Remember that? Remember? Yeah. And then he did Norbit, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, wait, what was his song that my girl likes to party all the time?
Oh, I totally have that on Vine. I love that album.
Yes, I love that.
I think it was not Lionel Richie. Somebody produced it that was like really huge at the time. I'm trying to think who it was.
What? That's amazing. Yeah, no. I don't know. I think she's such a queen, though. I love Beyonce. Like, in Houston, because like that's where I'm from originally and shit. Oh yeah, no, she's a god there. You can't say one bad thing about her. People are serious about that shit there.
I was about to say, people in the Midwest are like, fuck Beyonce, and I'm like, I like her.
Yeah, no. Oh. Yeah, no, in Houston, you can't say anything bad about her because people will be like, what? Like, people will come for you. And it's funny because this one girl I went to school with, so Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, I guess ate at the restaurant this girl I know was serving at. And she made a post on Facebook about Michelle. She was just like, oh, Michelle was at my restaurant and I can't think of what it was, but I mean, I guess it was kind of like rude. I don't know. I think she was saying Michelle was kind of rude or something like that. Michelle responded, which I was like, whoa, what? She responded and she was like, fuck. I don't know. I need to go back and see if I can find it. But she kind of like clapped back at her. And then everybody jumped on Michelle. They were like, how'd you even get here? Like, this bitch looked herself up on Facebook. Because she didn't even tag her in it, you know?
Wow.
Like, that's fucking hilarious.
I was about to say, if she tagged her, like, that would make a little bit of sense, but then it's like,
she didn't even tag her.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
you were searching for this?
Bitch, you were lurking? What the hell?
God, yeah, Destiny's Child. The only other one I really remember is, like, Kelly Rowland, and that's it.
An icon.
Oh my god, the song she did with Nelly. And I love you. on that fucking Word, Microsoft Word. It's not Microsoft Word, but everybody says that's what it is or whatever, like crossword or whatever.
Oh yeah. I love you. I forgot all about that fucking song, dude.
It's the most confusing thing because it's like, oh, it's a hookup song, and then all of a sudden Nelly's like, down south, and I'm like, what? Huh? And then I'm gonna do the hook again, and I'm like, Nelly, what's going on here? All right, the song's over, I guess. All right.
Oh my god, was it Nelly? I think it was Nelly. Didn't something happen with Nelly like a couple years ago, and someone started a GoFundMe or something, or they're like, everybody, let's get Nelly's music to #1. It was something like that. Was that him?
Yeah. That was a weird thing where I don't think he owned his whole catalog at that time, and he said he needed X amount of money to own it or something. I don't know, some weird shit. It was something
like that, yeah. And then people were like, let's get it to #1. I love that. That's like the good stuff. You know, that's like one of the good things about the internet. Like, yeah, you know, shit gets really toxic sometimes. Like, people be tripping, like on Twitter and shit. But the internet also, it's always really cool when everybody comes together and like does shit like that. Like whenever the Black Lives Matter shit happened last year and all the K-pop people bought the tickets to the Trump rally. Bro, they came through.
That was the weirdest thing ever because anytime Trump tweeted anything, literally every like subtweet would be like K-pop.
Yeah, it would be the fan cams, and then they had crashed. So I think it was Dallas PD had an app where they were like, oh, you can report people who were protesting through this app, and like the K-pop people sent a bunch of fan cams and they broke the app.
Holy
I love
shit.
That shit is awesome, dude. I was like, you know what? Look, and people want to talk shit about Gen Zs. They're gonna get us out of this shit. They absolutely are. I believe it 100%. Because it's the shit like that. Like, who thinks of that?
Twitter, it can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Oh yeah. Just ask Lana Del Rey.
I didn't really understand that tweet she sent because I was like, Why do you gotta word it like they're rappers? I'm like, you don't gotta say it like that. Don't
Well,
say it
and the
like
thing
that.
is too, it's like, look, I love Lana's music so much. I'm definitely like, I can't even act like I'm not totally like, I love her fucking music. Like, but it's that thing. She's also just really privileged. She comes from a very, very privileged place. Like,
Oh,
she's,
absolutely.
yeah, like her parents were rich as fuck, and then she like moved to New Jersey to write an album, and then she moved to the UK. She technically blew up in the UK first, and then came over. Yeah, like she's just she comes from a very privileged
And
life, you know.
didn't she like say some like weird article that she was like, "Oh, I slept with a lot of men to get famous," and I'm like, "Why are you admitting that?"
She
What?
won the people. She don't care. She's one of those people.
I'm like, okay, I mean, cool, but like, why?
Well, it's like Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz is one of those people too. She like apparently slept with a bunch of dudes to get there, which, you know what? Secure the bag at all costs if that's your thing. You know? But even like Lana has a song called "Fucked My Way Up to the Top."
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Show.
I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, apparently her pussy tastes like Coke, so I don't know.
My pussy tastes like
That was the weirdest
Coca-Cola.
thing ever. But I'm like, yeah,
That,
yeah.
I forgot I had this. I forgot I had that on this playlist. And I was playing it at work, and it came on. I was like,
Nope, skip.
I was blasting that. I was like, ah.
Oh, go back to summertime sadness. No.
Well, and I didn't realize that that song was about Harvey Weinstein, or she mentions Harvey Weinstein in it. I didn't know that until the Me Too shit happened. And that coat, yeah. So there's a part. She's like, she's like, Harvey's in the sky with diamonds, and he's making me crazy. She's talking about Harvey Weinstein. I didn't fucking know that, but then whenever the Me Too shit happened, she like, what did she do? She did something to that song. I think she like, I mean, I guess she didn't pull it from streaming services because it's still on there. But it was like a whole thing kind of happened because of that.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff that came out. I think like there was a couple movies where like people confirmed that like yeah, that was totally about Harvey Weinstein.
Dude.
I think it was Courtney Love like basically said don't go to a hotel with Harvey Weinstein, and people like thought she was joking, and then also like Seth MacFarlane said something similar, and they were like, wait, why are you laughing at me? I'm not joking.
Dude, oh my god, yeah, no, yeah, because I saw that Courtney Love thing. That was just a lot, dude. The fucking, and then even like, okay, the fucking, what is that? You know, it'll be stuff that's an open secret, like people know about it, because kind of just like with R. Kelly, people knew R. Kelly was a creep. They've known he was a creep since the 90s. No one.
Yeah, the Boondocks already said this. The Boondocks, and people still listen to him anyways, like, you know.
And it's like, look, Ignition ain't that fucking good. I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm gonna come out and say it's not good. It's not, you know, it's not good enough. Like the way people were acting, because you still have some people that were like, oh well, you know, I know he did that, but Ignition, shut the fuck up. It's not even that damn good.
It's not that good of a song, yeah.
And he's dumb anyway. But like I don't know if you watched that Surviving R. Kelly thing that came
it was
out.
very difficult for me to watch, but yes, I watched all of it. It was very difficult.
What a fucking creep. He would pick
Take them
bitches
to
up at McDonald's. What the
so weird to me. I'm like, what
McDonald's?
the fuck?
I know. It's like, ugh.
Apparently the guys didn't understand that's what it was. They just were like, hey, you know, they want you to hang out with R. Kelly. They didn't think anything of it. They were just like, hey, he would send these dudes to go get him, and I'm like,
Yeah, the mall and shit. He'd be hanging out at school. I'm like, what the fuck? But it's that thing. It's like, it was that thing, like that in the 90s and shit, people, I don't know if they just didn't give it, I guess they just didn't give as much of a fuck about that kind of thing, but it would be a lot of shit like that, you know?
well,
it's like, yeah.
Apparently his teacher physically told him, you need to stop hanging out with these little girls. Like, she told her straight up, stop doing this. Don't do that. But here he is with Aaliyah. That was the weirdest interview ever.
Oh yeah, where they're wearing the same clothes.
She's sitting over here, he's sitting over there. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And then the only thing that's the weirdest thing about Aaliyah is the only thing you can listen to on streaming is that fucking cover of Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, and R. Kelly's just like, hi, I'm in the background.
Well, and just like how they were saying how like he would like have like these people like sucking his dick while he was recording. What the fuck, dude? That is like that was in that documentary. He'd be having girls like sucking his
Well,
dick and shit.
apparently, like he was like molested as a kid or something from like his family members. And I
Yeah.
think that was in the documentary. He wrote about it in the book, and I'm like, all right, but that's not an excuse to do what you're doing, man.
Yeah,
I'm
what the fuck?
sorry.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, it's like it's the stuff like that. Like that's what happens when you have something like that happen and then you don't go to therapy for it. Like I've been
Literally never
looking
went to therapy.
oh yeah, absolutely not. Well, and that's the thing, it's like I have been like super into like ever since the Rona, like I've been watching so many like psychology videos and like that kind of stuff. It's crazy, dude. Like just yeah, what can like just literally everything is traced back to your childhood. And it's like if you go through some really, really fucked up shit and you don't go to therapy, like, you end up like, just a lot of it's just, you end up getting a lot of psychological issues down the line, and it's like it's really sad because like that's why we have all these like narcissists, like the actual narcissists and shit and just all that kind of stuff. And it's like I don't know, man. If you're not ready to have kids, just get Plan B or like pull out. Like, just don't.
Or be like, no, I'm not gonna do that. All right, go on with my day.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, cause like, dude, man, cause that's what happens, and it's just really, it's just a mess, dude. And did you see? What was it? I think it was maybe like last year. I think R. Kelly's like trying to get out of. Oh yeah, he was trying to get out of prison early because of Rona.
Him and Suge Knight, they're like, I want out. I want out.
Keep your ass in there. I love his mugshot. You see that mugshot of him and he looks like he's about to cry? He's like,
I remember that. That was so funny. I was like,
I love it. Fucking creep. The fact that he like had a whole ass sex cult. And then whenever he first came out that he had that cult, some people were still just like, some people, I don't know, people just didn't care or what.
Adults. I heard that being thrown around. Well, they're adults. Well, yeah, but like they were like kids when that started. Like,
yeah.
from my understanding, he like talked the parents into like being like, "Hey, have them come live with me. They can work in the studio." And then when the parents tried to like come and visit him, he was like, "No, no, no."
And like he'd make them call him like daddy and stuff. It was so gross. I was like, ew. Robert. And then isn't it like he's also like really fucking stupid? Like something like that they were saying in that documentary. Like he wasn't very, like he's not very book smart. He was never very book smart.
No. Especially when he went on that interview and the guy asked him like, "Do you like little girls or teenage girls or something like that?" And he's like, "Define teenager." And I'm like,
what?
Who told you to say that? Don't say that. That's so stupid.
Just say no.
And yet Aziz is out here like going to his concerts, and I'm like, yeah, this hasn't aged as well as it should have. The fact that you're admitting to going to R. Kelly shows and you know he's a creep and like, yeah, I mean, I love Aziz, but like, that has not aged well, unfortunately.
No, dude. It was this one music festival that they used to do in Houston. They had R. Kelly perform one year. And, yeah, it was really funny. My cousin, one of my cousins, I think, had said something about it because I think someone asked her, "Oh, are you gonna go see R. Kelly?" And she was like, "How am I gonna go see?" She was like, "How am I gonna go see that pedophile?" She went off. She was woke. Hell yeah, that was a while back. But that, yeah, dude, I don't know, but I hope they keep him up in there. They need to keep him in there because fuck that.
I think that they have the marriage records of Aaliyah and him. I think that's how they're getting him right now. Because they did. That's the weird thing about that story is they did legally get married. They did do that. He pulled some Chuck Berry shit or whatever, whoever that was. That did. It's like I'm gonna go to a different state to do the. I mean, Chuck Berry did something like not that like bad, that. But yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's like just get with somebody your own age. There's plenty of people
your own age. But yeah, I don't know. What a mess. That you know what the thing is too, look, while they're doing these surviving series, they need to do a surviving Diddy series because he's another one. The way he treated those like, okay, so I don't know about him creeping, but the way he did those artists, if you look at it now, literally damn near everybody on Bad Boy, like none of them are really thriving.
He fucked over New Edition when they wanted to do a new album. Like he was like, "Hey, come and sign to Bad Boy. You know, we'll treat you good." And he put the single that they didn't want first, and he didn't want to work with them. So Bobby Brown was the first one to come out like, "Okay, let's all take a vote. All right, let's make them get us out of this contract." And I guess they agreed to like get him out of the contract. But like more specifically, like, you know, another artist that recently passed, you know, Black Rob.
Yeah.
I mean, he was homeless.
Yeah.
This dude was homeless.
Dude.
Like fucking sick, like dying physically on camera, like talking about DMX.
Yeah, about DMX. I was like, damn, what happened to him?
And then Diddy was like, oh, you know, on Revolt TV, his funeral's gonna be here. And I'm like, oh, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, fuck that. Well, and that's the thing. It's like and it's like that, like, because even like the way he did Danity Kane, that whole situation, dude, what the fuck? Yeah.
Not to mention, he monetizes Biggie's content all the fucking time. Like, he's monetizing Biggie Smalls all the fucking time. And the fact that he fucked over Craig Mack when that whole thing happened with, like, you know, Flavor in Your Ear, and then he fucked him over, and then Craig Mack, like, up until he died, he was in, like, some weird cult shit. Like, he fucked him up that bad.
Dude. That's how it goes, isn't it? Well, that's the thing. It's like, literally, basically, damn near every single one of those artists, they either just, things weren't very good after they left Bad Boy, or they passed away. Like, it's really messed up, dude.
I mean, I'm scared for Janelle Monáe because she's on Bad Boy right now. And I don't know how that's gonna go if she leaves. Well, she's been kind of silently on the label. She doesn't like advertise it or anything, but yeah, she's on there.
Oh my god. Dude, it's that shit, man. Yeah, and what really pisses me off too is like if you remember last summer, whenever the BLM stuff happened, he was doing all this stuff, and he was like, oh, well, we're gonna raise all this money and donate it to Black Lives Matter, but it's like, you couldn't even take care of the Black Lives on your label. Shut the fuck up. God. I cannot stand him. Well, it's also, so I just watched this YouTube video, and the girl was talking about Psycho Music, Simon Cowell's label that he had. So it's weird. Okay, so you know how Simon Cowell had like the X Factor and all that shit? Yeah,
and all that crazy shit.
Yeah, so it's the label that the people, so it was really, really weird because I never looked into any of this. But I heard he was a shitty dude to be signed under too. But so yeah, if you went on the X Factor and you like won or you were the runner up and stuff, you would sign to his label is Psycho. I think it's Psycho Entertainment or something like that. But he also owned his own like film production or TV production company as well. So he also owned the X Factor. It was a whole thing. But like the way he treated, so you had like One Direction was on that label, Leona Lewis, and like Little Mix, Fifth Harmony. Okay, so the way that he treated those artists, dude, the shit was actually really, 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 really bad. And like I never looked into any of it until I watched this video. But I mean, all of those artists were very overworked. And then on top of that, they like, so One Direction, for example, he had it so they literally, their personality and shit was like based on what Simon told them that their personality was for their image, you know?
Wow,
like,
okay.
Yeah, so like Harry. Okay, so at the time, you know, Harry, I'm happy that all of them are not under him anymore, you know, and they can actually have some sort of creative freedom. That's zero creative freedom. And like, okay, with Harry Styles, at that time, whenever he was with One Direction, he was supposed to be like, oh, like the womanizer and all that stuff. But that was the complete polar opposite of him. And it really fucked with him. And even like the other guys that were
in One Direction, one of the guys, he said things had gotten so bad, like he finally went to a therapist and stuff, and the therapist was like, well, what do you like to do? Like, what do you like about yourself? He couldn't even fucking answer him, because it was just like, that dude, Simon Cowell, did a number on these people. And then he also like there was this clip of one of the girls from Fifth Harmony that I don't know who recorded it, but there's this clip of her going off. She's like, they would have them working like dead ass, like day and night. Like it would literally be album, tour, while you're touring, working on another album. And then you got to tour that right after that. And it's like, whenever you're singing and shit, you can't be singing like that all the time, because you're going to develop like shit with your vocal cords and stuff. And like, it got really bad. I think it was Fifth Harmony. Some of them had to get surgery on their vocal cords because their shit started getting all fucked up. It was either them or it was Little Mix, one of them. But it's just ridiculous. Like Leona Lewis, like she had that Bleeding Love song. Like, so that song really, and the thing is too, all of those artists on that label, they did find a lot of success, but it was just like with Leona Lewis, she really only had that one album, and then she like went through a lot to try to get out of her contract so she could go independent, because they weren't trying to let her, like for her second album, she wanted to, no, it was for her first album. They wanted her to just release covers, and she wasn't trying to do that. And so she had to fight to not do that. And then, but they were like, okay, well, for the second album, you have to do covers. And she wasn't trying to do that because she was like a songwriter and stuff, and she had all this stuff she wanted to do. And they wouldn't let her fucking do that. And like, who is it? Oh yeah, so some girl, this is other girl that I guess was on the X Factor. She had made a very, very, very long like Twitter thread about what happened during her time with that label, and like whenever she tried to leave the label, Simon sent his goons after her basically, and it was like this lady and this man, and they were like, okay, well, we're not gonna let you out of the contract until you do all this stuff. But then on top of that, so this lady, she had like a family and shit. They were like threatening, like, oh, well, if you don't do this, then we'll like they were threatening to like fuck with her kids and shit, dude. Like they were threatening her family. And it's, dude, I'll have to like send it to you. It is the craziest. It sounds like some shit from a movie. Like they were crazy, dude. I was like, oh my god. And like all those artists that were signed under that, they had these contracts where it's like, there's like NDAs, but they were like NDAs. Like you really can't say shit about it. And that's a part of why like you haven't really heard a lot about this stuff. Like she had said fuck it and was telling her story. And I think there were these other guys that I guess were on the X Factor. But I don't think they were actually signed to the label, but they weren't signed, so they were actually able to talk about stuff. But they had kind of spilled some tea on how Simon was doing and shit too. And like, he literally last year, I think, dissolved his record label because nobody was on it anymore. Everybody left. Like Fifth Harmony, they split up, like they're all on different labels. Literally, the only artist who was still signed to his label at the time, whenever he let everything go, was like Louis Tomlinson, whatever, one of the guys from One Direction. He was the only one that re-signed with their label. But that's the thing, it's like I didn't, because like I don't know, I was in high school when One Direction came out. Apparently me and Harry are the same age. I just wasn't like super duper into them at that time, so I didn't really know anything about their backstory. But like,
no, I didn't know anything about that.
Dude, the shit was bad. One of the guys, they wouldn't even let him sing on stage. They purposely would turn his mic off. The label people. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? And it happened a lot, so it wasn't just like an accidental thing. And just like, dude, it was really, really, really bad.
Cut the mic off. No.
What the fuck, dude?
That puts a lot of stuff into perspective, because like I've, in retrospect, like kind of like, I know it used to be a thing you couldn't admit you liked One Direction, but I definitely don't mind some of their music. I mean, it's not 100% my thing. I enjoy more like the soul material, but wow, that puts that into a lot of perspective, because like Harry Styles for sure like opened up a lot in this new album about a lot of things.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, and it's like they even kind of like so I think it was one of their shows. They kind of like, and it's actually kind of funny because like even I think it was Fifth Harmony, Little Mix in particular too. They have a whole ass song that they had written about how like they didn't directly say fuck Simon, but it was basically fuck Simon. Like all the artists have thrown shade at him since then. But yeah, no, dude, the One Direction shit is really, really, really sad. Like I like that One Thing song they had, the "You Got That One Thing." That was my shit. I liked that, but I hadn't really gotten into their discography and all that back then. But yeah, it was really, really bad. Like they, who was it? I think it was it Zayn? I think it was Zayn. One of them ended up having an eating disorder, not even because of body image stuff, but it was because the way that their schedule was, he literally could not eat like how he was supposed to eat, and he got hospitalized for being malnourished.
Wow, okay. That's
well, they were on tour, and then one of the other girls got like they would be getting hospitalized and shit. Like one of the girls from one of the other groups and shit got like hospitalized and stuff. Yeah, no, dude, that which I'm like, the label was called Psycho, so
nobody thought about that. Maybe he's psycho.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, I'll have to send you that thing.
That's so weird because like Simon Cowell usually had this like history of like people would boo him and it was like a joke and oh screw Simon, he's so quirky like and dick. British, oh fuck him.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh really, he did
all
all
he
that.
Was actually a dick. Well, and that's the thing too, and it's like even I think that it was like Carpool Karaoke or something. I don't know. It was one of those shows, something like that like One Direction was on. And I'm pretty sure it was at Carpool Karaoke or something like that. But the dude that was interviewing them was like, yeah, they're like, oh, do you like Simon? And then he like got quiet and he was like, sometimes. And like even like this video that I was watching, this girl, she had some footage of like just like it was Simon introducing them at stuff, and you could just tell they were so uncomfortable like being around him and stuff, man. Yeah, apparently dude is fucking crazy. And so it's like, I'm glad he didn't have the label. I'm glad he doesn't have a label anymore.
Weren't they like super young though, like when that happened too? So they didn't have a lot of control over that either, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And it's like, they had like no control over any of it. Like even down to, it was just really fucked up. Because apparently, like with Harry, with his whole like, womanizer image and shit, he had a lot of traumatic shit happen to him because of that. They all really went through it, like, and I'm like, damn, dude, that's that shit. But they need a surviving Simon.
I'm just glad that they get to the point though where they like can
leave.
Be who they really are now, be who they want to be.
Yeah, I'm so glad that all of them are out of that, because even like with Fifth Harmony, they had a lot of stuff too, because it was like even from the jump, Camilla was clearly
she was done,
like the
clearly.
main one. And because she was clearly the main one, they didn't really give as much of a fuck about the other girls, and so it's just, oh my god, I'm so glad they're all
and unfortunately that album they made without her, I was kind of like when they tried to put Gucci Mane in there, I was like, okay, I like Gucci, but this doesn't work the way you think it does.
Yeah, well, they did, because I think Little Mix, they're another one, they're British. I haven't really followed them like that, but, upon finding out what I found out about all that, they had a lot of issues too. One of their people had left. She left because she couldn't put up with the shit anymore, and then one of the girls, because one of the girls is this black girl, she was saying how like they would like in these meetings and stuff, the label people would be like, oh well, they basically tell her, well, we're just using you because you're a black girl and we know you're gonna stand out because you're a black girl. And it was just really weird shit. But then they were also like, well, no one cares what you have to say because you're a black girl, and just stuff like that. She went through a lot of like racism and stuff.
Wow.
And even I know Normani has like it's a similar situation with her too. I
forgot she was in Fifth Harmony. That's right. Shit.
Yeah.
Because I listen to her music and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. She was in Fifth Harmony. Yeah. How could I forget that?
Yeah. She had similar issues like that too. And it's just like,
But she seems to be very vocal about it too, which is nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She yeah, no, but that's the thing. I'm waiting for since they're doing these series, they need to just go ahead, do the
I
surviving
mean,
Simon, do the surviving Diddy, because good God.
yeah, I mean, if they can do it on the guy from Def Jam, I mean, they can do it for anybody.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah, I know. Fucking what, L.A. Reid?
No,
They need to do
no.
one for him too, because he's another one.
I know that the people have been. Yeah, he's had a weird. I think him and Young Thug are like still in some weird relationship, which is weird to me. I don't know if they're friends anymore, but
He, he actually, so Lady Gaga, she had, she first got signed with Island Def Jam, and she got signed to make a demo or whatever, and she made a demo, and L.A. Reid, and I think he was the one who fucking signed her. It was something like that. He had a hand in signing her. He listened to the demo and he hated it, and he was like, "Who is this? Why? What is this? Turn this off!" And then they kicked her off the label, and she had to do everything. That's also why I love Lady Gaga. It's hard enough to get signed to a major label the first time, and she was coming up in New York of all places. You know how fucking hard that is, and then to get dropped like a couple of months after, and then do that shit again, dude. Queen, but
that was the
yeah.
weirdest time in her career because she did that song with Wale, which was I guess it was an underground hit. I don't know.
No, yeah, the first stop, the Fame. That was in the Fame era.
And this is like before like she did like all the like outfits and stuff. She was like, I guess you could say looking normal. I don't know.
Well, it was normal enough. Yeah, because it was the Fame. Yeah, that first album. Because yeah, that was before she started doing like getting too
the
crazy
meat,
with the Fame
the meat
Monster
stuff and all that crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
that was when the Fame Monster came around. Then she started, which is like, you know what? That is so smart because that's kind of how you have to do it, dude. You gotta like be memorable. You know, it's like you can't if you do what everybody else does.
Even
people aren't
then,
gonna care.
I mean, even then, like she was still getting like compared to like Madonna and all that. And I'm like, well, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, Madonna's kind of basic. I'll say it right now.
Yeah, dude, because it's like, yeah, at the time when, back in the 80s, yeah, what Madonna was doing was very
I'm like,
out there, but it's like, compared to
talking
Gaga.
about sex too. Why are we talking about that?
Exactly. Yeah, no, but it's like compared to Gaga, ain't nobody did it like her. Was anybody else coming out in an egg? She came out in that egg for, what was it, the Grammys, I think? They carried her out in that, like, egg thing.
Who the hell was
And
that?
shit. What was that? But she'd always do the crazy shit. Like, but that's how you become an icon. You can't be doing what everybody else does. Some
I was
people
about
aren't
to
gonna
say
care.
Grimes, but it was somebody else who I'm trying to think of right now. I'm like, who in the world was it that like SNL used to make fun of him, and I can't remember who it is. It'll come to me eventually.
I love Grimes. Like, I know people. I don't get the people who like just like how like since she's dating Elon or whatever, like it's so stupid because it's like I'm in this Grimes fan group called Friends of Grimes, and I love this group. I love this group, but it's just it's frustrating because you have people in the group who are like mad that she's dating Elon. Get the fuck out of here. They have a fucking kid together. If he makes her happy, then okay. The bitch is going to Mars.
She's going to Mars. He'll be all right.
Going to
They got
fucking
Dogecoin.
Mars. Dude. Well, and that's just the thing. It's like I'd watched this like 3-part YouTube documentary on Grimes and like her backstory and stuff. What the fuck, dude? Like, do you know a lot about her backstory?
I do not. No, I'm just a casual listener.
She's had a really, really, really fucked up life. Like, so she started, okay, so whenever, she was like the weird kid in school, whatever. And so she hung out with like all the other like art kids or whatever. But like, she had 4 friends OD while she was in high school. Like, yeah, so she had 4 of her friends die in high school. So whenever she first started doing music, it was in college, just as something like, I think she had to learn how to use GarageBand for an assignment for one of her classes. And she just decided to kind of start fucking around making music with it. And like her friend that really, really helped her like get into music and just like, kind of get her start and stuff. And he helped produce for her and stuff. He ended up passing away too. He died of like an OD, I think. She had a lot of friends die because of drugs. And like at that time too, so basically her parents, so okay, her mom and dad got a divorce. The both of her parents were really abusive and shit, and like so she grew up in Vancouver, but she moved to Montreal for college, and while she was in Montreal she was like living at like this crack den and shit, and she like lived out of like a like it was crazy. She went through that for a while. Her song Oblivion, which like that, you know, that album, her Visions album, and that song in particular, that was the song that blew her up. That song was about how she got like violently raped and shit, dude. Like she's been through a lot. She's been through so fucking much, and it's like the fact that people seriously try to give her shit for fucking. I'm sorry, like the fact that she can even like trust another fucking dude after going through all the shit that she's been through like that, you know, and like the fact that she actually loves him. Like, yeah, he's a weird billionaire, whatever, but you know, get it, girl. I'm happy for her. Like she seems happy with him, and it's just ridiculous, like how people even like I don't know. It's just that thing too. Like you know, people feel like they're entitled to every aspect of a celebrity's life, but it's like, what the fuck, dude? If she's happy, let her be happy. But even like last year, whenever she was putting out her last album, one of her really good friends ended up passing away again because of drugs. She's lost so many fucking friends. It's really, really, really sad. And she herself, she had a speed problem for a long time. Like, but that's the thing. Like, she has the craziest fucking story because even like, so her first two albums, the first album, she literally just made it for fun. She didn't think anybody would hear it. So it kind of did okay. And the second album, she wrote it. She was on like vacation visiting her friend or something, and she didn't really expect for anyone to hear it. The Visions album that blew her up, that was her first album that she made where she actually expected for people to listen to it and shit. And she's described that album herself as like it's a compilation of every fucked up thing that's ever happened to her. Because she's talking about some dark shit on that album. And like apparently whenever she was writing that album, she blacked out all of the windows in her room and just didn't leave her room. Like, dude,
that's a lot to process right now. What you just told me.
Yeah,
like, holy shit,
dude. She has a crazy story. And then okay, so she's another one. Like her label kind of fucked her over. Like so, she signed to this independent label, and once her stuff started like kind of picking up and stuff, like so after Visions came out and she was working on her Art Angels album, she got signed to Rock Nation's management or whatever. And then like, yeah, no, there was some weird conflict, I think, between Rock Nation and her label. And it was just a whole hot mess. And that's the thing, it's like, so the last album that she put out last year, that was her last album under that contract. And like she literally tweeted, she's like, this is my last album. She's like, a last album for my shit label, something like that, dude. Like she had a lot of label issues, but I honestly like, I don't get why people hate on her. She's low-key an inspiration because I couldn't imagine, like I've had one really good friend passed away and she like, that really fucked with me. It's like she killed herself. That really, really, really fucked with me. I couldn't imagine dealing with what she's fucking gone through, having that many people, that many homies pass away. Like, dude, no. Like, and so, you know, I don't know why I'm doing a rant on people.
I'm just like, holy shit, that's a lot to process.
She's been through a lot, dude. She has been through a lot. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, if Elon makes her happy, fuck yeah. You know, their baby's precious. He has her nose. I think that is so cute. They have the cutest kid. He's cute.
No, I totally believe that. Like they're in a happy relationship. That's not even my problem with Elon Musk at all. Like I'm like, oh, okay. No, I mean they seem like they're in a happy relationship. That's cool.
Yeah. People be tripping though.
I just think Elon says some things where I'm like, eh.
Yeah, he's weird.
He's a little weird.
Come on, dude. He's kind of a and he's kind of a dick too. Like, I mean, but it's like, you know, they're happy together and shit.
No, I mean, if they're happy, I'm happy for them.
Hell yeah.
I think him going on SNL, and I'm going into a different rant.
Oh, you're fine.
Him going on SNL was like so strange to me. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
It's that shit, dude. Well, even just kind of that lineup, you know, and then they had Miley singing.
And I was like, cool with Miley. I was like, yeah. Oh, hey, cool. I like Plastic Hearts. All right, sweet.
Miley.
And then the kid Laura, I hope I said that right, showed
I
up, and
think
I was
that's
like,
how you
oh,
say it.
cool. I like that song. All right. I'm like, oh, but the skits were so like.
They were weird. Yeah, I like, like, look, literally, the only one, like, the one with Grimes in it. I watched that one, and even then, I was like, the best part of that skit was Grimes.
That was kind of about it, and then I'm like, okay, I'll never watch this again. It's not like the Eddie Murphy one where I go back or anything. It's like, no, I'm not gonna go back to this ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say it's very brave of Elon Musk to, admit he has Asperger's. I'm like, points for that. Like, that's brave, and I appreciate that. But, I don't know. He's still problematic.
Yeah. Well, it's, people, there are some people where they're just like, I don't think a CEO should be on SNL. I'm like, y'all do know they had Trump on SNL.
Right.
Like 5 years ago. I was like.
And they did that a long time ago in the 90s or 80s or somewhere around there too before. So it's like,
yeah,
no,
like
CEOs
they've had CEOs on there.
I'm like, did we have to mention that Jim Henson was on SNL and he's considered a CEO too? So I'm like, oh, if we want to be that, there's plenty of CEOs that have been on SNL.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. People are crazy.
Yeah, people are crazy.
Really crazy. Yeah, because even like with the people getting mad about celebrities dating people, like Charlie XCX, her and her boyfriend have been together for a couple of years now.
I forgot. She's not dating somebody famous. I forgot about that.
yeah, and he's like a he's like a normal guy or whatever. Like he's not like he's not like a celebrity or anything. But this Charlie XCX fan group I'm in, the people in there be tripping. They're like, I don't like him because he's not hot. First of all, he looks fine. He's cute. Leave him alone. And I'm like, they're clearly fucking happy. They fucking lived together during quarantine. I could not have gone through that with somebody I was dating. I'm not dating anyone right now.
I don't know. Seems to be happy.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all leave. His name is Huck. I'm like, leave Huck alone.
I hate to say this, but I'm like, whatever leaves her away from Iggy Azalea, just do that.
Dude, man. Iggy.
Oh yeah, I kind of stopped fucking with her after the whole Playboy Cardi thing. I was like, when she went on live, I was like, oh my god, we don't need to hear this.
She put all the business out there. And she was.
And then that song she did with Tyga, I was like, okay, I'm done.
I stopped fucking with her whenever do you watch the Honest channel on YouTube? Honest? She had a beef with him.
Oh, yeah.
I stopped fucking with her after that because he was actually one of the YouTubers that was still he actually wouldn't be clowning her. He would be giving her props and shit. And she didn't even watch one of his videos. She just read the title and just assumed that he was talking shit. And she put him on blast on Twitter. And I was like, wow, he was actually not dogging her in the thing. He was just I think the video was about how she fell off or something, which let's keep it 500. She did, and I know there's layers to why she fell off, but it was just so stupid. I'm like, really? Is this what we're doing? Iggy.
Yeah, no, I mean, the whole T.I. thing, and now it's oh, T.I. was cool back then. Now it's yeah, he was bringing girls over, and Tiny was cool with that. They were manipulating them.
They're drugging people. He's another one. We need a surviving T.I. and Tiny because they were drugging bitches and shit.
It really sucks because I used to love T.I. and now I'm like, yeah, I can't listen to that no more.
Oh yeah, he had.
I can't do it.
What you know about that? Shit. I know
about you. Whatever you like.
Yeah, I remember being in middle school, bumping to that shit on the bus. Hell yeah. But it's
now I'm like, I can't watch T.I. and Tiny no more. Can't watch it. It's not gonna happen.
Dude, yeah. Well, and also, look, I really stopped fucking with T.I. whenever he said that weird shit about his daughter.
That was the last straw for me. I was like, okay, what are you doing, dude?
Why are you obsessed with your daughter's hymen?
That is just rubbed me. Oh boy, I'm not even gonna say that out loud. No.
It was weird. Yeah, that. I was like, And then even then, like, apparently, because just like the whole drama right now with that whole situation, like, yeah, apparently Tiny's like just as bad, if not worse, than Ti. How she'd be doing these women and shit too, and it's just like,
It's just... Oh man, it really sucks.
oh god, yeah, yeah. Well, like, did you see he went on Instagram Live? Which, first of all, where are this man's lawyers? He knows he shouldn't have did that because he went on there and he was like, whatever we do in our bedroom is what we do. Shut the fuck up. You don't just shut the fuck up. You don't talk about.
And then I'm starting to look at T-Pain and going, ah, yes, you did it consensually with other women. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Oh god. Ti. Yeah, nah, dude. Oh my.
There's a whole nother meaning to whatever you're like. Oh no, I don't want to know what you like.
Oh my god, dude. Well, and like did you hear about how their daughter almost like went blind? Well, one of the kids, they got like a fuck ton of kids. One of the kids almost went blind because she got that like eye color changing surgery that her mom got. She went to Africa to get it done, and they fucked it up.
I must have missed this because you're saying it
Yeah.
out loud, and I'm like, what? I never fucking remember this.
Yeah, so Tiny got this like color change surgery thing, and her daughter, one of the daughters, went to go get it too. Yeah, they went like to Africa to get it done because I guess they don't do that. It's one of those ones, stupid regulations over here. So
Just don't do that.
I know, dude, and it's not that deep. Brown eyes are beautiful. All eyes are beautiful, like, but and she ended up like it got botched and like she almost like permanently went blind.
At that point, it's just not even worth it. Don't even do it.
Yeah, well, and it's that like I've looked into how that's done. I don't know about that. That is a little too much because like what they do. If you have brown eyes, they basically zap the brown out of your eyes because under the brown, your eyes are blue.
Ow, no.
Yeah.
Stop right there. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's why I won't get LASIK. I'm too scared. I don't do eye stuff. I want them to just anyway. Yeah, no, but yeah, dude. So I don't know. It's crazy. There's all sorts of surgeries.
Surgeries, yeah. That's a no for me.
Yeah, I honestly hard same, dude. Like
I'm trying to understand, like, why would you like just put contacts on like Hobson?
I
Come on, man.
I know. Well, and then it's weird because I think it's also there's another one of those eye surgery things, whatever you're changing the eyes, where they basically implant a new eye color in your shit. Yeah, dude. I don't know, but I'm like, it's just not that deep. It's really not. Like,
I just couldn't imagine going through the process of like, okay, I'm gonna go to a different country. No, it's like just stop right there. We don't need to even do it. That's already sketchy if you have to do it that way. Don't even do it.
Yeah, dude. Well, and it's like, it's all the ass shots too. How people will get like, they'll get their ass done, but they'll go to like different countries.
Yeah, I remember I was watching 1,000 Ways to Die, and I think some chick like went to Mexico to do it, and they put like concrete in there, and I'm like, so at first it was like soft because the concrete hadn't like solidified yet, so it was fine for like a good month, and then after time it was like, all right, well now it's actually done, so now you're gonna die physically because it's too much like weight.
Oh my god, dude! Well, I've heard of that. Like there, apparently like some places, or I guess if you go get it done, sketchy places or whatever, they'll put Fix-A-Flat in your ass, which is like really ironic, but but they'll do that.
Oh my god, that would be terrible.
That's awful. That's really, really bad. And then like I watched, E had that show Botched, and there was an episode I saw where this girl, she thought she got ass implants, and come to find out they put boob implants in her ass, and her ass looked like a pair of titties. Like, I'm not even joking. It looks weird. It was like, they were like that.
The thought just went into my brain right now, and I'm like, oh my god. You
And
put
I
your
was like,
boobs in your
no.
ass.
So why'd they do her like that? Because you could tell that it didn't look as the shape. It wasn't shaped like an ass. It legit was like.
Oopsie, sorry.
Yeah, and then the doctor was like, "We're really glad that you came because, like, apparently, had she had him in for too much longer, they would have burst." And then, like, if those burst, that's bad because they weren't made to withstand the pressure of you sitting on them. You know. I'm like, bruh, that's that shit. Look, just be happy with what you got.
I just want to talk to that surgeon and be like, how did you fuck up that bad?
Yeah, what the fuck? I
Oh,
was like,
man,
that's a
you are
dick.
not built for 90120. Come on, man.
Like, that's a dick move. Gonna stick titty implants.
It's just making me think of like the Adam Sandler movie. Yeah, there's this weird Adam Sandler movie with Jennifer Aniston where he's a plastic surgeon, and I'm like, no, we don't believe you as that. Okay.
Wait, what?
It is this weird movie where like he's like trying to get with Jennifer Aniston the whole movie, but like they're like they work together and like he's a plastic surgeon. It's the weirdest PG-13 movie ever because like they go on like this 5-minute thing where they're making fun of people with plastic surgery, and I'm like, this is not gonna date. Nope, it's not dated well. Okay, all right.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, Adam Sandler movies.
There's so many.
Some of them are great. Some of them are like okay. Yeah.
Grown-ups too.
It's like I love Click, but like the part where like what the hell's his name? Rob Schneider shows up as, and I'm like, wait, Rob Schneider's white. What? Oh my, no, you're not doing a stereo. Oh yes, you're doing a stereotypical answer. No.
Bruh.
Rob Schneider had this weird time period where he was like either he was generic white guy number one, or I'm gonna do an accent in the back of an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh my god.
It's the weirdest thing where like that was just accepted back then, and now it's like, yeah, no, you can't do that no more.
Oh yeah, no. Absolutely not.
Like you can do it. No, we don't want to do that no more. Stop.
We don't do that here.
That's above me. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's a trip if you like, watching older movies and just saying like some of the shit.
It's like,
they got away with.
Oh yeah, I'll watch Breakfast at Tiffany's. Oh, Mickey Rooney and Chinese makeup. No, I'm not gonna do it. Nope. Nope.
It's
Click.
So bad.
Like, oh, this
so
is cool.
bad.
Oh no, you're not doing that.
Well, it's like jarring too sometimes because you just don't expect it. You're like, oh.
I think John Wayne did some like weird thing where he was like a Japanese like. It was weird. So like they really didn't want to hire Asian people back then. I guess it was a weird movie.
Oh my god.
And I think during the filming of it, they were in such an area where there was so much like toxic stuff going on, like so much like bad air that people were physically dying during the filming of it.
My god. Oh my god.
You could never do that today. You could never get away with that. They would never allow it. But back then they were like, oh, cool.
Oh yeah, they didn't give a fuck. Like the Wizard of Oz and shit. Like that paint on the Tin Man was toxic.
Don't get me started about Wizard of Oz because they were literally like making the actress like fast. Like that's how bad it was.
Oh yeah.
They were like, no, you can't eat any food.
Dude, well, and like I didn't know. I didn't really know anything about Judy Gardner.
As I watched Judy, and I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, no, that part's all true. They would like make her like not eat food. She had to be on set, and every time she like tried to eat food, they like she wanted to do it, and they were like, no, you can't do it. And they would give her like these pills to like. They found out
her family
years later, like that's not good for you to do that. Like you could die from that.
Yeah, it's sad. Like I had watched Daring the Road. COVID. I had plenty of time on YouTube. Watching a lot of shit on YouTube, but it was this like YouTube thing, and like I think where they were talking about her, and I was just like, God, it was like the sad story of Judy Garland.
Yeah, because like Judy Garland had this weird like after fame like later on where like she was like trying to like revitalize her career by singing and stuff, and unfortunately the industry wasn't looking out for her, and she became heavily addicted to alcohol, like to that point where like she thought like marriage would make her happy, and like that just did not make her happy at all. Period. Like it did not make her happy.
And she like, it's sad. She's like, she died, and she was
Very
like,
young.
yeah, and she didn't even have that much like money left at that point.
Yeah, the movie Judy
spend a lot.
does not hide that. They're like, yeah, we have no money, like none, like zero, no money to go to this hotel.
It's so sad, dude. Shit like that is so fucking sad, man. Well, and it's even like I've been watching like this other YouTube thing. I watch a lot of YouTube, but it was like it kind of reminded me of like Lindsay Lohan's situation. Cause like good God, like so like you know at the time you know whenever she was popping and all that like Freaky Friday and all that like you know that era of the 2000s like you know the skinny legend era and shit you know I was a little younger so it's like I remember seeing all this shit in tabloids but didn't really know what was all going on. Damn, dude, like she
Yeah,
it's sad.
And then the way they did Britney Spears, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, dude. All of that, and also like even Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes has a really fucked up ass story too.
They fucked her up.
And it's like, and it's just it's so sad because it's like you know, it's like you know they had it. Their fucking parents. None of their parents really gave a shit about any of them. You know, and that's why they turned out like that. It's just it's really 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 sad. Especially, dude, Amanda Bynes shit. Like that Dan Schneider guy. What a fucking creep, dude.
Well,
they had a like relationship and shit when she was like still on the Amanda show, and he like there was this, and he'd be like on her and shit. Like there was like apparently she wanted to move in with him and his wife, and like there is like footage and shit from back then, like whenever she was on the Amanda show and shit, and like he had like his arm around her, she was all up on him like that and shit, and she would like spend the night at his house.
That's weird. I didn't know that. That's the weird thing about Dan Schneider. I didn't know that. Now I know about the whole like, if you ever watch iCarly because it's on Paramount Plus right now, watch it. But the weird thing about if you watch iCarly multiple times throughout the show, for some reason there's feet and
there's
they put
everywhere.
Shit on their feet, and I'm like, dude, I want to apologize to Quentin Tarantino because at least you're doing it with adults. That's
exactly.
Fine. Okay. All right. You're asking these people to do it. They said, yes, these are children. That you're like, hey, and he would like go on Twitter. This isn't a joke. You can go find this. He's like, show me your feet. I'm like, bro, no, fuck that shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. There's this YouTuber called Sloan. You should watch his shit. He has been exposing the fuck out of Dan Schneider this whole entire time, dude. Like, I've watched all these videos, and so what's crazy about it, you go through every single Nickelodeon show. There's every single show from that he's produced. Feet everywhere. And apparently, like, so what he'd do, like, if you were going to audition to be on one of the shows and shit, you had to, like, take your shoes off and shit. You'd have to audition barefoot. He was also known for having, like, these cast parties. Like, let's say you did, oh, yeah, you got to roll on the show. Okay, well, you had to go to this pool party at his house and shit. Really, really, really creepy shit. And what pisses me off is that he got away with it. Like, whenever the Me Too shit happened, Nickelodeon, they were like, okay, here's X amount of millions of dollars, you know. And he still collects money from these shows. He just doesn't work for them anymore. And it's really, really, really fucked up because, like, yeah, no, and it's like the creepiest thing about it, Nickelodeon's logo used to be a foot. Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember.
What the fuck?
That's kind of fucked up.
That is so gross. Yeah, no, oh my god, it's literally every single show there was some creepy shit. So, like, you know how Ariana Grande used to be on Victorious? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was gonna get into that because, you know, that correlates with what the hell's her name? Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah.
When that happened, like, you know, that's the main reason she decided to leave. Both of them, really.
Yeah, dude. And, like, I mean, there's even footage. So have you seen, like, so I guess on his YouTube channel, he had all of these videos. A lot of them are privated now ever since all this shit started coming out about him. But he would always be recording, like, everybody on the set, and he would just come up to them and just ask them weird shit. And you could tell in the videos, like, how uncomfortable he was making some of these people. Like, there was this one scene, or it was this one thing, like, I guess, Miranda Cosgrove was getting interviewed by somebody or something, and then he walks up and he's filming, and like you can completely see her like demeanor change and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you better not be saying anything bad about me," and just really, really creepy shit. And he would be
That's
like,
weird.
he'd always
Okay.
be really handsy with them. Creepy.
That would
creepy
explain
shit.
why his name isn't even. I'm very interested in this new series because his name is nowhere on this new iCarly season.
Yeah, well, I don't think he works for Nickelodeon anymore because they just
They basically were like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here, okay? All right, see you later."
It's just fucked up that he went for because I think the first show he produced for Nickelodeon was All That. It was All That. So
Even on that show, you can see it on there too, a little here and there.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, and even
I mean, that like scene where Amanda Bynes comes out with like that like weird like tie shirt, like the Southern thing. That kind of fucked with me because I'm like, she's a kid. Why is she dressed like that? And they have it on Paramount Plus. It's there, but I always don't watch that episode.
I can't watch any of the shit knowing what I know now, you know? Because even like so with iCarly,
Kenan Thompson's like
iCarly. With iCarly, there's this episode where I guess the water fountain or something is fucked up at the school, and
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, and then it would always be like stuff like that, and it's just like, it's so gross. And it's
okay,
like, dude.
So here's a weird detail that I remember about iCarly. I remember that for some reason during the ads, they would like advertise that like Sam and her were fighting, and for some reason she was like, saying something about her bra, and she's like, "No, it's a support bra." And I'm like, these are still kids.
It would be, yeah.
Why are you talking about that? And why are you advertising the show like that?
Dude. Well, and also like, you know, they always talk about like boobs and shit in iCarly. She always be calling people boobs.
What's weird about that and Drake and Josh? Well, no, I think that's Drake and Josh actually. Is
oh yeah,
that's kind of more like a joke. Like, okay, whatever, you know. But there still are some weird moments in that show. Like, yeah, like Drake is like making out with like girls all the time, and now when you look at it, it's like, oh, they're still kids though.
Yeah, well, and even like, yeah, no, dude, you've got to check that dude's channel out. His name is Sloan, but like it's the A is like a 4 or whatever. Oh my god, like there was one, he was talking about like the shit that happened behind the scenes with Drake and Josh, just some really, 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 really dark shit, and it's sad because it's like, it would be one thing if Dan Schneider was the only creepy one. It was the other fucking producers and shit. They were all really fucking creepy. Like Drake allegedly had some stuff happen to him, really fucked up shit happened to him back then. While he was on the show, and like, you know, he's really fucked up now and shit. Like, I don't know if you heard, he had a
didn't he move to like Mexico or something? Some weird shit.
Probably.
I know he's like been like on Twitter and he's only been speaking in Spanish, which is like,
I think he did move to Mexico. I remember that. Yeah, well, he had a whole like domestic violence situation happen where he like beat the fuck out of that girl and drug her down the stairs, and it's like, it's just really, really sad. Yeah, he had like some really, really bad shit happen to him on that show. Like, allegedly, you know, he was a minor at the time, so they can officially say that was him. But it's like, if you kind of do the math, yeah, that's who they're talking about. But it was just, it's a mess because like even with Zoe 101, it's literally every single one of those shows. With Zoe 101.
Yeah.
Dan had a weird relationship with one of the girls from that too, and he'd always be all up on her and shit. And then even like with Ariana Grande, like, so whenever she was on Victorious and stuff, her character had this like baby voice that she'd talk with, but she was also like the most sexualized character on the show.
Hi everybody.
And it
was always like that.
Yeah, she's like, oh wow.
Well, apparently their excuse was, oh, she's supposed to be clumsy. But going back to Zoe 101, so I had, like, out of curiosity, I was like, okay, I want to watch the episode where, you know, one of the main characters' grandmas die. Because I'm like, okay, I remember that being good. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, the kid, like Zoe's, like, brother, gets his hand stuck in the vending machine. And they specifically keep mentioning, well, this kind of specific lubricant will get you out of that. And I'm like, why are you... Why are you saying like that? Non blah 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 lubricant.
Ew.
And I'm like, it'd be one thing if they said it once. It'd be like, okay, whatever. But then they keep going like, we keep mentioning it. I'm like, that's just weird. Why are you saying it like that? Like, why are you looking at the camera and saying that way? They're making this
I
little
hate
girl
that.
say it. And I'm like, dude, that had to be weird to say that out loud.
Dude, oh God, what the fuck? And then also like something that the Sloan guy pointed out, he was saying how like with like the way that they did the older characters on those shows would also be kind of weird because like Spencer, you know, on iCarly, it was kind of alluded that like Sam had a crush on him or it was something weird like that. And then like you know how Spencer got with like Freddie's mom and shit. It was just really weird shit with his character too. And it's just like, what the fuck? That's the thing. Look, they need a surviving Dan Schneider. Too.
I feel so bad for that actor. He's so good. He's like the bright spot of that show. And I'm like, dude, at least they're like gonna fix all that with the new show. I hope.
Yeah, no. Well, and you know, and Gibby ain't gonna be on the new show because Gibby apparently had some issues back when iCarly was on too.
I think he was like super Christian and everything, and like Nickelodeon didn't fuck with that or something. I don't know, some weird shit.
He had a hard time on that show, apparently. It's just, yeah, it's weird. There's this video that was on that dude's channel, like that.
Yeah, he had his shirt off like every episode. It was a weird thing. It was
weird.
And Robot Chicken's over here like, oh, isn't it funny that he's got his shirt off?
I'm done. No, there's this video of so it was whenever it was the Victorious set and it was that Dan Schneider dude was filming and like so Ariana Grande and one of the other girls on there they were like joking around or whatever and they were yeah they were joking around dude like what a fucking creep man so they were joking around but they were like kind of laying down and shit and they were like laughing about something on the ground. He walks up out of nowhere. Like, they didn't see him coming at first. And he's like, oh, hey. He's like, hey, what's going on here? And, like, the other girl sits up. Ariana Grande still laying on the ground. She has on a skirt. The other girl sits up, and she, like, pulls down Ariana Grande's skirt, like, for her and shit. And then they both kind of sit up, and they just start. They're like, oh, nothing. Like, the mood completely changes. And then one of the other guys that was there, like, one of the cast members and shit, makes, like, a barking noise. It was just weird. It was really, 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 really weird. And apparently, like, there are other, like, video clips of them and shit on the, like, you know, from that guy's, like, on the set and shit. And, like, I guess that was, like, a thing whenever he'd be coming and shit. Somebody would make a barking noise or something. It was something to, like, distract him and shit. Like, they had some shit. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? No, that video is so weird because you just see the mood completely shift. And everybody's like, oh, nothing's happening. I know. I'm like, good God, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, it's so sad because I'm like, man, I used to love iCarly. I used to love all that shit. I literally can't watch it now.
I mean, I used to love it, but like as an adult, like now with all the details I know, I'm like,
I can't do it.
I tried to be like, oh, I'll watch Zoe 101. The minute I tried, I was like, yeah, seeing Dan Schneider's name every episode is going to be a problem for me. I can't do that.
Dude, it's just, man. It's just really, really, it's really fucked up. And, like, even, yeah, with the Amanda show and shit. And also, like, just knowing what I know about, like, you know, she kind of got the Judy Garland treatment, too. Like, her parents would give her Adderall and shit. Like, she apparently, like, yeah, she wasn't trying to act and shit or whatever. She, you know, she was tired. Her parents would just make her take it and then make her get back out there. She ended up having a really bad Adderall problem after the fact, you know, and then also combined with mental illness and everything. And it's like, it's just really, really sad. But yeah, that shit. And apparently, yeah, no, she enjoyed spending time with the Dan Schneider dude that fucking much. Like, she would always be over at his house and shit. And then, like, yeah, she dead ass was like wanting to move in with him and his wife. And it's just like, that is so fucking disgusting, dude. And like just seeing how they would interact and shit, they would literally, it would be looking like they were a couple. Like they'd be like, you know, like all on each other and shit. And it's like, that is just so fucking disgusting.
That really sucks. Jeez, I didn't know all that.
her. Yeah,
Because
no.
now everybody like usually now makes fun for like, haha, she was gonna make an album with Waka Flocka Flame.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Haha.
that. Remember when she said that thing about Drake? She was like, "I want Drake to murder my pussy."
And Drake was like, I'm not gonna respond to that.
Yeah, no, she.
Well, she's making music still. She's doing it now, and I'm like, I listen to it, and I'm like, that's not for me. Sorry.
I think if she just took a different direction with it, like, might be better.
I mean, she wants people to think she's fine now, but I'm like, there's no way for her to be fine ever, because like,
Yeah,
fucked her up. And
it's really, it's sad. It's really, 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 really sad because and then she ended up developing like body dysmorphia really, really bad. After that She's the Man movie came out, because like she watched it. Like, okay, so it's really, really weird. So she was already having a lot of like mental issues at that time, because I know she's bipolar, and then she had already had an Adderall addiction at the time, and she also was just like smoking a fuck ton of weed, and I guess like all that combined, I don't think you're supposed to be doing all that, And so she had went to watch She's the Man whenever it came out, and it like, so seeing herself as a guy on the screen, it just really, 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 really fucked with her. And she like quit acting the first time. She quit acting twice. That was the first time she quit, was after watching that, because it just it fucked with her so bad, And it's really, really sad. And then after she did, because then I think she did Hairspray. After that, she actually enjoyed doing Hairspray.
Right. She was in that movie, and I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, she enjoyed it. Like, that was her first one back, I think. Something like that. She actually enjoyed working on that because of the singing.
Well, yeah, Zac Efron there, so yeah.
Yeah. She had fun with it, but then it was like she did Easy A, and she was also like just doing a lot better mentally whenever she was doing Hairspray. She did Easy A, and she went and watched it, and then like she permanently quit acting after that because it fucked with her.
That's a really good movie. That's the part that sucks about it. She was really good in that movie.
She thought she did really bad.
Really?
She
I was
thought
engaged
that
every
she did
time
really
she was
bad.
on screen. That's crazy.
I know, she did a good job. Well, and that's that thing though, like in her mind, she thought she did so fucking bad and shit, and so that's why she just quit after that.
That's crazy because there's so many like famous people in that movie.
I know, like Lisa Kudrow and fucking.
Like, I mean, everybody remembers that movie. It's like, yeah. I mean, I guess I never really hear anybody talk about her in that movie. That's kind of weird because she's really good in that movie.
Yeah, dude, it's really sad. But I mean, apparently, I know she was like in and out of rehab a bunch of times, but I think last I checked, she's doing better. So that's good.
She seems to be.
A hug.
She seems to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to tell her you should get better music producers, but that's for you.
Dude. Well, and the thing is too, so like literally so she had like all those DUIs and shit, and like they had to somebody took away her Twitter. I think the court or somebody had to take away her Twitter for a little bit because she kept tweeting all that crazy ass shit.
No, what I think had happened at that point was I think her family took the access away from her because they were like, yeah, you can't be doing this shit. You gotta stop.
Crazy shit. Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
Every day I'm like, what's she gonna say now? What's she gonna say now? What's she gonna say now?
Dude. Yeah, no. And then did you hear about that thing? Like she had an incident at her, so she was staying at this like really nice apartment in fucking New York, and she I guess she was having like an episode or something, but allegedly she threw a vase out of the window.
I remember that. TMZ was all over that. They can't let me forget that.
What is that? And the vase was never found. Yeah, I don't know.
And it went to have a new life.
Right. Well, it's like, damn, all those buildings are tall as shit in New York. Like, they could have probably killed somebody.
Could have been like Home Alone 2. They could have killed them.
Oh, yeah. Coming from fuck knows how high. Yeah. I don't know. I want to give her a hug. I feel so bad for her. Her and Britney Spears.
I mean, the good thing with it, well, the thing with the difference is like it seems like people are more on Britney's side. It seems like Amanda Bynes, like people are supportive, but like I don't feel like I see enough people talking about that whole scenario.
Mhm.
I don't feel like it because even it's to the point where SNL has like made a sketch out of it where they're like, "Oh, Britney Spears has a talk show," and she's like saying if they're problematic or not. And I'm like, "Well, where was all this like love for when Amanda Bynes had a problem?"
Exactly. Well, I think it's that thing. It's like I don't think enough people know exactly
True.
about all that because Amanda Bynes is actually she's been under a conservatorship too. As a matter of fact, the whole reason she is under a conservatorship is because of the same lady who basically like told Britney Spears' dad about a conservatorship. So it's the same fucking lady, and I cannot think of her name right now. But it's the same lady who's been getting all these people under these conservatorships. She's another one. They need to get her. Because what the fuck? And
Let's
so
just
it's
cancel
like,
everybody.
yeah, they need to get her too. And Jamie Spears. Fuck that.
Jamie. God, yeah. What happened to Jamie Lynn Spears? I guess she's doing Zoe 101, the new one. I guess. I don't.
I think she had a.
Well, she had a kid.
She
That's
came
what.
out of, yeah, but apparently she's not even I mean like I guess she's done some shit to Britney in the past where she should have had Britney's back and she didn't, and so it's like
That sucks. Okay.
A lot of people don't vibe with Jamie, and so it's just
I
I
didn't
don't
know
know,
that.
man.
Okay.
It's a mess, dude. It's yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man. YouTube. I've seen all this shit. I know a lot about celebrity
Oh well.
stuff.
I mean, it seems like I mean, I'm a little weirded out every time Britney Spears comes on the camera and she's like, "All right, everybody, I'm okay." I mean, I'm like, I almost want her to go blink twice if you're in trouble.
Well, and that's the thing too. And it's like, what the fuck is with that? Because like, yeah, like she
She has the control to do whatever she wants, so it's kind of weird that she's like coming out on camera and she's like, "All right, this is my disposition."
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm like, because she's clearly like living with her husband and she seems fine. So like,
her boyfriend
or a boyfriend
or
whatever.
Hot. He is so hot. Sam Asghari.
I mean, compared to whatever.
He's a beautiful man.
What the hell is
Better
that?
than K-Fed. K-Fed.
Hey! I was like, what is that white boy's name who tried to be a rapper? What was his name?
Brittany. What was it? They had that show, Chaotic. Brittany and Chaotic.
I feel like Robot Chicken making fun of that relationship now is like, okay. I mean, it's funny when you watch it, but it's like, they were like mentally unstable and they were like in a weird place, and he got fucked. Don't get misconstrued. He got fucked up too. Like,
oh yeah, oh absolutely.
Because like I've seen some of his music, and I'm like, he's hanging out with Andy Dick, and Andy Dick's a little.
I've heard he's an asshole.
Apparently, he like gropes like men and women.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard too. Like apparently, that's one of those things. It's like
he fucked Tara Reid up. What I read, he fucked her up.
Oh god!
I'm like, we could just be all day going about people that got fucked up. Something we could just do all day.
Honestly, yeah. Have the fucked up celebrity podcast.
It's like I feel the most bad for Tara Reid because like she was like completely like she was gorgeous and she was like everywhere when America Pie came out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what's going on? There's something wrong there because like she's like, oh, I'm completely healthy, and you look at her and you're like, wow, like what did they do? Like what the fuck, man?
Dude,
fuck her up.
Yeah, and like I'm curious about what happened there, because I don't really know. I haven't looked into her backstory about all that, but yeah, I know definitely something happened there. She looks entirely fucking different.
Oh, she definitely has some form of eating disorder. She just doesn't want to admit it. That's what yeah. I'm confused about. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Dude. Well, and she's another one, they like make fun of her and shit on TV. And it's like, yeah, I don't know if they could get away with doing that today, but back then.
Oh, but no, it's like, oh, she's on Sharknado, so she'll be sad.
Oh God, the Sharknado movies.
Those movies are. I saw the first one and I was done.
Same. I don't get why people like.
The fact that has a positive critic rating is kind of like laughable to me. I'm like, wait, you guys are giving this a pass because they're like winking at the camera? Seriously? Come on now. This is not a good product. If it was like Airplane where like it's legitimately funny. Like the jokes are funny.
Yeah.
Like, and you're willing to go all the way for it. Like, sure,
Mhm.
like, but like, no, just because you like make references to movies, like, no, it doesn't make you cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, this would be a weird place to end the podcast. All right, Sharknado. All right, see you, everybody.
Woo.
All right, yeah, I'm getting tired. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I gotta.
Wow, we have been going on for like 2 hours. That's crazy. We said 1 hour.
I know. I gotta finish
All right, well,
some stuff.
is
for
there
the band.
is there anywhere that they can find you? You want to like shout out your social media thing?
Follow my band. We are Mutha Falcon. It's Mutha Falcon. We are everywhere. We're at Mutha Falcon on Facebook, Insta, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. Yeah, I'm like literally everything. Stream our single "End of Oblivion" comes out May 19th. So if you're watching this, just stream it anyway. Why not? Add us to your playlist. We're gonna be on we're already on every single streaming platform ever. Same thing with the song, it'll be on every single streaming platform out there. So yeah. And I'm Diya. Yeah.
And this has been an episode of the Andrew Stedl podcast. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.